Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you bought today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Yes, what you bought today? Spoon TV, spoon Spoon TV, spoon entertainment.
Representing the minister. Minister, we've seen you on the ground of the capital. Who you represent the various what is about?
The Senate Committee on Foreign Relations invited us for discussion on persons that are in the foreign service. So we came to give them. No, we're going back. It's still a discussion in progress.
What's true is that the people, why it's true that the conversation is in progress, but the officials in foreign land have been stranded. How true is that information?
We're dealing with that.
How soon?
We're dealing with that.
How many persons approximately are we talking
with that?
How many persons approximately are we talking about?
We're talking about 50-something persons
in foreign service
who went to the foreign service.
They were when you say went to the foreign service, what do you mean? Weren't they sent or they went there? I don't understand that part.
Some of them paid that one way and went there.
Is that possible in the foreign service?
It's not possible. That's why a committee was set up to look into the processes through which persons were placed into the foreign service.
Are we talking about this under this administration or previous administration?
Just at the end of the previous administration.
What are you sensing?
Sensing like what?
In terms of
we reviewed a process, and we have processes that a person can be assigned to the foreign service. Okay. So we're reviewing that process.
Let's talk about you just listen to the foreign minister deputy, and he said they pay their own way. How do you view that?
Well, so the issue with our foreign service employees has reached plenary, and the Committee on Foreign Affairs, which we chair, was authorized to investigate this matter and see how we can help to resolve it. Predicated upon which the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through the minister, was cited. We had a committee hearing a few minutes ago, and we've got a full understanding of what's obtaining. And the ministry, along with the Ministry of Finance, will start to take some actions to repatriate those who should be repatriated, and there's a likelihood for revetting where applicable or necessary as deemed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. As much as we provide oversight and we want to seek the well-being of our people, we will want to be clear so that we do not cross into the province of the executive. We will do our oversight in keeping with our oversight responsibility to ensure that things are done properly.
What have your findings uncovered so far? Were those individuals recruited into foreign service through the proper means? Did it meet the requirements and everything?
The report is a bit disturbing. About 54 of those persons out of 68 uh, did not meet the benchmark, and most of them were not transported out of this country or deployed in keeping with the protocol. Some even paid their own way because they wanted to get out of here. And the report says that there are categories of them, and they are dealing with them in such categories. But the first decision is to repatriate them, most of them back to Liberia, which will commence hopefully in the next week or so.
Will you consider this a national embarrassment?
Well, it was an inherited issue, and instead of referring to or casting blame, shifting blame, the current government has taken responsibility and correcting what it believes to be
So it's a
correct.
The
national
immediate government now must
We're
view
going
your
for
action.
confirmation
Must
hearing
view
of
your
the
action as
yeah. People don't just get out and be assigned. You must meet certain benchmark, and the investigation prove or show that some of the people who were deployed did not meet the benchmark of criteria set. And then that's the marital one you inherit.
Well, folks,
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon.
okay, so just tune to Spoon, you will know if the children are crying for starvation. Tune to Spoon, you want to get the news, you want to know what is happening in Liberia. Tune to Spoon. This is where you get authentic information about the happenings across Liberia. I'd like to say welcome. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight on another late night show, Late Night Politics on Spoon. This is where we bring you objective analysis with our diverse panel here. We make sure that we bring you the updates, provide pieces of information, some analysis around those issues as we present them to you, and leave you to make the judgment. And so this is where we are tonight. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nelson Colette. Kindly share the program as you come on tonight. Let's hope we can have a great conversation. I want to welcome all of you in the comment section already. We're going to go there shortly to recognize a few of you as we kickstart this edition of the program. Please, please, please share the program as you come on. So let's have a great show. We are not going to be here long, but we hope to make the most of the short time we have to be here tonight. So I want to welcome everyone. Let me bring Raymond on. Raymond, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to have you on. Raymond, are you here? Are you with us? Always being here, and we look forward to
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Benjamin P. Jones. Yes.
You can hear yourself in the background.
Mr. McGill, thanks for always being here.
Yes.
Jeff,
Okay. I'm trying to cut it off. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you on tonight, man. Raymond, how are you?
Well, I'm good as always, and another opportunity for us to be here and talk about issues that affect all of us as we all pray for the betterment of our nation, the transformation to take place, so that all Liberians, including the ordinary Liberians, benefit. But we have to talk about it. We have to raise the issue. We have to discuss it. So that's what we're here to do. And you always give us that opportunity, so that's why we keep coming.
Certainly, we're in this together, making sure that information dissemination is carried out every day, informing our people, updating them with the happenings across the world. There are people who look up for this moment every night, a time when they can get informed, a time when they can get to listen to the analysis here on the issues, a time when they can get entertained as well with the diverse views and sometimes the jokes that we will throw at each other. It's a full package here, all in one, making sure that our people get a taste of everything here every night. And so I'm glad to be here. It's a good thing that we have the guys already on. Let me bring Mr. Jirau Sende. The man says Nina Sendi. He's Sende. Mr. Sende, Liberian. Welcome to the show.
I am Jalahu SB Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday, yes. It's good to be here. How you doing?
Yeah. We're good. There is one Reverend Cindy, right? Who participated in the 2011 election?
Could be.
2011 election. I'm trying to get his name. Yeah, it's still fresh in my mind. So I sort of confused your name with that.
There are several Sunday from the southeast.
Yeah, but once it's from the southeast, if I miss the thing, that if I mess it up, that's the same thing, man. That's the same thing because you're from the same place. Yeah, man. But it's good to be here tonight, man. Let me bring Francis on tonight.
Yes,
Francis, man, welcome to the show. Vasco's best friend.
Good evening, folks. Good morning to our people in Liberia. Good to be here, man.
Just so you know, Francis, Vasco should be co-moderating tonight, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I know I will get 2 seconds and I'll be putting it back.
Francis should not even be giving any time tonight.
And all the people who say Vasco point his analysis can head ahead. Y'all get ready. Y'all here will not hear tonight because the man say he not making any input on any discussion.
But he said
go ahead, Raymond.
But he said he's gonna bring in his own topic though.
No, that one by not working here.
But you know something? The man here up to now, and he know about the show time. So
how is this even possible?
So probably we should not even hire our head. Maybe Vasco not even going to show up.
It's like he's escaping. Certainly, it's like Vasco is already escaping.
It's like every time he said he would bring out evidence, he didn't.
Yeah. Vasco said he bring 5 CDs to join him on the analysis on the show. They make comment. Oh.
You always coming.
Yeah, man. Let's hope we can have a great show tonight. And so many things happening in Liberia. You know, it's like you wake up every morning. We wake up every day. We get out, and there are just so many things happening. And sometimes on a platform like this, you got to make the most of your news judgment skills and all of that to figure out what is more important. Because you just can't cover everything. You just can't capture everything. You just can't discuss everything. And it's a good thing that we're here tonight. Today, like many other days, is one of those days that we have a whole lot. That's why if you see the time we're starting the actual show a bit earlier, right? We're not playing too many clips because we have a lot to talk about tonight. And like last evening, I'm really hoping that we can make the most of the time, 2 minutes each, at most 2 minutes 30 seconds on a given discussion, and we can go ahead. And let me say to our folks, kindly share the program as you come on tonight, and let's have a great conversation. Let me bring Moba on. Moba, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Well, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to the Liberian people.
Yeah.
And thank you to all my panelists. How y'all doing, guys?
We good, brother.
You see my brother said they're doing it African. You know to that the man ready for war.
Yeah, I came right in from a pro. So
we gotta make the we gotta Make people understand what we
Mobile, it will come out. It will come out. Give it a chance to come out. It will come out. But I think mobile is not starting the show in a good way, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know. Today is not a glass. Is some bottle, and I see a straw in it.
Don't trust any bottle. Don't trust any bottle.
Yeah. We hope we can have a good show with mobile on tonight. So I want us to just recognize a few of our folks here, and then we can go straight into the issues tonight. So many things happening. As usual, Raymond doesn't see the comment section, but Sandy and Francis, you want to pick a few, then we can go to our.
Let me start here. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, very well.
Well, we got Mr. Philip Ballard with us tonight. Philip Ballard, good evening. Micaiah is a Dende Junior. Micaiah, good evening from my end. Lofty Bono, Lofty, how you doing? Tommy Jr. is here. Fabad G, Samuel Johnson is here. Samuel is watching from Buchanan, Grand Bassa. My own little brother from my own household is in the comment section. Mom Darius Drew. Darius, how you doing again? I went like, bro, I didn't see you, but hopefully you're doing well. Nathaniel K. Hill is here with us. We got Jay Alaska Peters. Dr. Ishmael Kelvin Jensen. Dr. Ishmael, we haven't seen you for a while. Hopefully you can make it back on the show. Francis, you want to take it on?
Yeah, we have Samson Labesta Nyanti from Unification City, Lower Makibi County. You have Jerry Gitawe from Red Hill, Field, Virginia. Williette B. Morris, watching from Texas. Safa Jala. Welcome. Og Jackson from Congo Town, Peace Island. Welcome. Eric McGill, what's up, bro? Dixon Pay, Boys Community, Robert Few Highway. Moses Momolu, Darlington's there, Pajibo. Joseph Colley, Jones Benda, Nush, and I think you got everybody else here. Samuel Johnson, Fokba Z, our own brother Tommy Jr., Mekia Dende Jr. Sorry if I butchered your first name.
Yeah.
You must carry the slaughter. All
right,
and so on and so on.
Newman, welcome. Constance Scott Jr., Abraham Kofa, Pearl Campbell, Renee Sondo, Prince Sando Johnson. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, man. So I want to say welcome to everyone tonight, and kindly share the program. Please share the show as you come on. So we have a great conversation. So a lot happening in the country. So much is happening in Liberia. And I just want to say, no response. Yeah. But yeah, making to all. But I want to welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. So let's move to the updates. Something is playing in the background. Somebody can we all mute? I'm hearing something in the background. I just hope we can mute. So let's begin with just few of the updates, and then we're gonna move into the conversations tonight. Well, the first one is something we spoke about yesterday. We spoke a lot about it. And after that conversation from last evening, the discussion around the issue has taken another level. So that has to do with the former president's arrival to the country, And then guys, can we mute? Can we all mute, guys? Raymond, you are not muted. Is you okay? I just muted you. I just muted you. So after we had the conversation about what was happening, what happened at the airport, the deployment of well-armed state security at the Rabat International Airport for the arrival of the former president. Yes, today the District 9 representative, Frank Safoko, wrote a communication to the House of Representatives, the plenary, to summon or to invite authorities of the armed forces of Liberia, the LMP, the airport authority, but specifically on the two security forces to say exactly why, to explain to the plenary why there was this huge deployment of state security at the airport at the time when the former president was arriving to the country. On the same date and time, and I'm talking about today, when the district lawmaker, District 9 representative is writing this communication, then the information minister is speaking. And he says, the CDC promised to burn down the airport. They threatened, sorry, let me put it that way. He said they threatened to burn down the airport. And it was good enough that they had state security deployed, well armed at the airport. He urged President George Weah, former President George Weah, to warn his supporters, to guide his supporters in doing the right things, to avoid anything that will cause chaos in the country. So he said the crowd of supporters of the CDC attempted to force their way inside the airport on the runway to welcome the president. And due to the threats from seditionists to burn down the airport, that's how then you saw officers of the armed forces of Liberia were assigned at the exit point of the airport, along with state security, the ERU, the police, and all of those people to take siege of the matter. So it was not, and maybe this is in an apparent reaction or response to some of the issues that were highlighted here. Alfred was on the show last evening. Alfred said, as per his experience in the armed forces of Liberia, whenever these things happen, he said he didn't want to be precise, and stuff like that. But what he knows is that when these things happen, whenever you see an unusual deployment, then most times it will be triggered by some sort of intelligence that they've received, and then maybe they want to take siege of or whatever is about to happen and so forth, the situation. So the information minister spoke to that issue. But not just that. A lot of you saw the So True Daddy video, that circulated. A lot of people have been commenting on that issue. Some people throwing jabs at the pastor. And then the pastor too got angry, talked to his social media, talked to a radio station to rain curses on those individuals. The pastor released Goa. He released accident and all sort of terrible things on the people who've been laughing at him and making video, making fun of a prophecy on social media. He released Babati on the people. So the information minister, after responding to the CDC situation, he joined the pastor too. The information minister, Jeremy Pia, said for raining curses, for swearing Liberian people, let me put it that other way, for swearing Liberian people on a radio station, the head of the Flaming Fire Church, the Flaming Fire International Ministry, the Prophet Benedict Jefferson Twe has been summoned by the Liberian government, and he's been summoned because he threatened. He has released curses on some folks, but not just that, but because his institution, the radio station that runs at this institution on which he does all of his preachings and reach a very good number of people across the country, that radio station is not in compliance with the LTA regulation. Their permit has been expired. I mean, for the longest, they've been operating in non-compliance with the LTA regulation. And so the information minister threatened to shut down that institution, the radio station. So while we are talking about this, Senator Abraham, Senator Sir Joseph, and Senator Nathaniel McGill to the Senate, the plenary of the Liberian Senate, on the conditions of foreign workers across the country, those in foreign service, people who were recruited into foreign service. He said that those two CDC lawmakers said those individuals have been abandoned by the government of Liberia. Is unfortunate, determined as unfortunate, how stranded those people are after being recruited to serve the country's interest on those different foreign missions. So the government took siege of the matter. The Senate's Committee on Foreign Affairs, headed by Senator DeLong, and folks from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I didn't get to see the foreign minister, but the acting, I understand the foreign minister could not make it. She's out of the country or so. But acting on her behalf, Minister Dewey Gray was there, and they had a great conversation. Following that, the foreign ministry confirmed that yes, in fact, there were 66 individuals recruited into the foreign service. 54 of those people were not recruited through the proper means. Those 54 people did not meet the benchmark. Those 54 individuals entered the system through Songanaway, Kuku Jumuku, or whatever you may call it. And in fact, usually when you go through the process, it is the government that will send you there. But some of the people pay their own way to get out of the country, only because they wanted to leave Liberia. So where we stand now is that those people will be repatriated. They will send them back to the country. And when they send them back, they will do the vetting over where necessary, where applicable. They will redo the vetting, and the people who will be qualified, they will now take assignments officially. Now, but interestingly, the recruitment and everything was done during the end of the previous administration, or you want to say during the transitional period. That's when those 66 persons were being recruited. So whether it is political or whether it is actually about the process, that's something to talk about. We'll have a conversation around it as well. So these are some of the issues. Well, there's a civil society group that is now putting fire under the judiciary. They're saying as much as Liberians can beat on the legislators to declare their asset, Liberians can beat on those in the executive to declare the asset, the judiciary should declare the asset as well. They may not be playing with money, but the fact that they are sitting over that branch of government that can send somebody to Saw Beach or decide whether the person will stay outside at any time based on the case or whatever the interpretation of the law, those people should declare their asset in keeping with law so that there will be fair play across all three branches of government. And a lot is happening across the country. But I think we're going to stop here and just move into the discussion tonight. And I want us to take 2 minutes each. We'll not do official opening like we do. I just want us to take 2 minutes each. It's going to be all in one. And we can just move on to talk about the issues tonight. But I want us to start with this issue about the foreign service, the foreign service workers, people who were recruited to serve this country, people who the government of Liberia gave letters to go and serve, go Japan, go China, go to the US, go to the other country. 54 of those individuals are about to be repatriated. And since they don't say as early as next week or so, they may start bringing those people back to the country. The optics of this entire thing here, what does it say about our processes? Does it take anything away from the prestige that those on foreign mission, those on mission, on diplomatic missions, representing the interests of our country? Does this in any way take away from the prestige, the level of respect that those people are supposed to have? Is this about the process, or is it about the politics of the day? Now, let's also look at the fact that the period during which those individuals were recruited. At the end of the previous administration, up to the transitional period, that's when those people were recruited. Is it that CDC just grabbed people, they didn't pass through the process, and just put them in, and I mean, let's talk about it. Let's hear your take on this issue. Let's start the conversation, and we'll start with you, Cindy, and then we're gonna go around the table. Okay, but Cindy, if you're not in a position, then we can.
I'm always in a position. It's just that sometimes we have to double mute here, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's good to be here, Nelson. We're going to be starting with me again tonight. I know Raymond don't like it, so try to switch it. Start with Raymond too, but I'm just kidding. Look, on the topic, the issue of foreign service not being taken care of, I don't think it started at the end of President Weah's regime. I don't think the only people that have been affected or that are not on the payroll are the people that were recently, deployed. I say that because I've had firsthand experience with some of the folks in the foreign service. Last December, I made a brief stop to Brussels, Belgium. Most of you here are aware, where I met with the ambassador Asewe Inambo. And while I was there, I also met with a lot of foreign, servicemen and women serving our country. And I will tell you, without calling any of their names, several of them were complaining in the office that their rents were not even being paid by the government. Those people have been there for years.
And what time are you talking about?
I was there in December, but the individuals were not just deployed in December. They had been there for years. So that's the clarity I want to make. I was there in December.
But Cindy, if it was December, then it means that it falls within the transitional period.
No, but the argument, I think what I heard from you is that most of those people are doing the 60, some more people, names were not even on the list. They transported themselves. So we know that during the transition period, there are a lot of them. There were a lot of people that were sent to the foreign service that didn't go through the right procedures. We know that. We know that there is a list. That list is there. What I'm trying to say here is that even besides that list, President Weah, during his time, there were members in the foreign services that were not being well kept. They were not being well taken care of. The complaints that we heard were not just limited to the transition period. I even heard from them that there had been people kicked out of their apartments, even prior to the transition period, that were kicked out of their apartments. I'm not going to call name. There was a guy in that office, that particular time I was there. His apartment was taken over. He was staying now with one of the other guys. Just imagine, he was staying with someone else now. And I even heard, that's when I got to know that he won't be allowed to even leave Belgium until he pays his rent that he owed. That when he's about to leave Belgium, they will arrest him until he paid that bill. I heard it from that particular office. So the issue has been ongoing for a long time. It is a shame, Nelson, that we send people out of our country to represent us. Because when people are there, your embassy outside of your country is your country. When you go to the embassy of Liberia in Washington, D.C., that's small Liberia. That's Liberia right there. That's where the affairs of Liberia are being ran. And when you send people to those places outside of your country with their family members, and you cannot take care of their needs, it's a shame. So I will agree with the Liberian government saying that we should bring some of those people back. Let's bring them back so that either we can put them through the proper procedures, or if the number, because one of the things we heard again is that the number was inflated. They increased the number so bad that the government cannot even keep up with the payroll, because they wanted to just give people jobs. So if that number has been inflated, then bring some of them back. But I will tell you, Nelson, and my fellow panelists, there will be challenges. You cannot bring all those people back. Some of them will run away. Some of them will hide themselves. But if they do, take them from on payroll. Raise them.
Take them from payroll, and that's another aspect you go into. But Sandy, let's take a look at this aspect as well. And this is the final one. Then we're gonna move to Raymond next. Let's look at the individuals who raised the concerns. Senator Sir Joseph and Senator Nathaniel McGill. The two senators are from the CDC. Those individuals were recruited under the CDC. Now, if we say government is continuity, is there any reason why those people respecting what the previous government did should remain in foreign service? Their bills should be paid, their arrears should be paid. Those people should remain there until their time, their term is expired, whatever it is, and then when they're done serving, then they can leave. Is there any reason for anyone to think that all of what is happening here is political?
Well, Nelson, I think there's a reason why when new government come or new administration come, we ask them to audit the process.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even just be the new administration, right? Periodically, we want to audit our governance process to know if things were done right. Audit is not just to look for money or missing money, right? Audit is to also check whether things were done right or done wrong. What we are hearing is that some of those people did not go through the right procedures. There are certain guidelines, procedures that you must follow to send people outside of your country to represent you. And if findings come out to say that these people were not put through the right procedures, then it was bringing them back. I don't care whether they were sent there by President Weah, by President Salif, whether by Samuel Kanyando or Charles Taylor, whosoever sent them there. Once the procedures for foreign service was not followed, bring them back to the country. That's what I want.
Okay, thank you. Sandy, Raymond, let's hear your take on this issue, then we're going to take more back.
During the election period, Prince Maxwell of the Spoon Network kept flagging this issue. He talked about it lengthily and gave a lot more detail. And all of the issues being discussed now, he said even more. And I can also attest to it that in 2018, I went to China and I met Liberians working in this foreign service who weren't wearing pay. Some of them had to be taken out of their apartment. So, I mean, I would think that happened all along through the tenure of the CDC-led government. But Nelson, that's why after every 6 years we go to elections, so the Liberian people can decide the way the country was going, whether it's okay or there should be new policies for a new administration to come and lead the country. And so in the wisdom of this new administration, they should decide whether the things that were done yesterday are adequate to continue or discontinue. And that lies in the purview of the government elected. And they are meant to right the wrongs of yesterday, not to continue. Government is continuing to hear about the positive things and the streamlined things, the things that you can't change because as government, for example, civil servants and other national projects, but not policies. Policies should change from one government to the other, and that's the room for improvement, to right the wrongs and better things up. And from all indicators, what we've seen, that things went wrong. And we all know it that the CDC in the dying hours were trying to stuff up government and put their people in places. George Weah want to, put his feet in the government even when he out. We saw him trying to even appoint people the Revenue Authority, LRA. We saw him even trying to put a member on the Supreme Court, even though he never had the legitimacy any longer to do it because he was a link dog government. He elected government was already elected. You already being out of the government. It was just waiting for you to turn power over. I mean, power was just, you were just having custody of power. It wasn't yours to keep any longer. But yet he tried to make those moves. So it was glaring that the George Manneh Weah administration and the CDC were not saving the Liberian people, but his friends, a few sedition, and were just looking out. That's why a lot of things broke down under them, because their system was wrong, it was corrupt, and that's why we'll even be discussing the audit report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think I'll just go and then okay, let me get a flow of friends after friends that will go in because I'm my friends here. Friends, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a shame because
so it's Francis on, right? So Moba, I want to go in the back end to handle something real quick. So as we stated, no, I'm not transitioning yet. So as we stated yesterday, Vasco co-host the show. We want our brother Vasco to, but the co-host came late. Imagine that. So how do we even do this?
Exactly. You know, you can't sit in the middle of things.
CDC press conferences can start soon. They will tell you say 12 o'clock. CDC will be singing I was there until it will be 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock before the press conference. Vasco get there.
And you're giving your opening.
That opening.
He's not even.
He even know.
Okay, so let's welcome our brother Vasco to the show. Vasco is going to co-host alongside Moba. The man say he wants to. I
want to teach how they can moderate the show.
Okay, yeah. So you guys can take on from here. I want to do something real quick in the back end. Yeah.
Right. All right. Yeah. So with the whole thing, man, for somebody to, first of all, you can tell straight that Kroger G thing they were doing. Imagine you paying your own way to go to your assignment. Government say can't work for your country, and then you pay your own way. It's like how the police putting that join the police white uniform. They know they're not getting paid, but they won't be assigned to the juicy area where the traffic are plenty, so they can collect money. That's how you are doing our foreign service. Why don't you just hire a bunch of people? You go through the process, and then the people paying their own way. Even during the election time, like I think Raymond mentioned Prince Maxwell. A lot of credit should go to Prince Maxwell. He brought a lot of this to light when they talk about the land that was sold in Brussels. They sold Liberian land. That money, Vlad, you don't know where that money goes. No account for that money that they sold Liberian land. We got kicked out of our embassy. And one of the bad things that people are not paying attention to in our city for the government are continuing to pay the people. This was intentional to sabotage the incoming government. Just how they said, oh, just putting people on payroll everywhere in all government agencies. That's why they're doing foreign service. And the worst thing about that, when your foreign service has no credibility, for you to get visa to go to good people, the people of good country, it can be hard. This can directly, negatively impact the lives of our people back home. Because if you don't trust your foreign service, you don't have no credibility outside of your country, it's difficult for you to be able to travel to these countries that have relationship with Liberia, and Liberia usually benefit from. So, I mean, whatever they can do to bring those people back, if they run away, just blacklist them and take them off the payroll. You don't take them off the payroll, but it's ridiculous. Just even reading the audit report, the AP, I mean, if it is true what GSA put out, those people, even like I said, they didn't see the money that the thing that I read today that doesn't put in the report. Even if they didn't steal the money, but for incompetence, a lot of people should go to jail. A lot of people should go to jail for incompetence. Because how you can't allocate any fund. You got money in a bank, you can't show account, no voucher for payment, but millions of dollars going here. Somebody take hundreds of thousands of dollars and buy land, take people money from EPS workers paycheck, and not if it is true. Even if they didn't steal the money, the way they move money around, the way they did things, people should go to jail for incompetence because our country suffer as a result of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Moba.
Thank you, Vasco.
I know the man's a co-host, so I thought you were going to turn the link.
So the same co-host can't talk again, man.
No, but we should talk before you, man.
Okay, Moba, let's take Brother, go ahead. Take your 2 minutes.
I'm going to go? Okay, no.
Boy, we see fella fly together.
Anyway, my brother, you gotta talk between family or your lease out. Okay. Look, we all understand that the past government messed the whole system up when it comes to foreign affairs issue. The passport saga when it came out. First of all, why would you employ people and deploy them without vetting process? I remember, like my brother Ramon alluded to, I got Prince Maswell. Like I cried on spoon here for almost 3 months. I was crying on spoon, giving duty, explaining to the Liberian people how it works, how it don't work, how they so put things in place, what's going on. The government they're employing people without, some people without knowing nothing about the foreign affair issues. And he said it, and people played deaf ear to it. And today, it's haunting the government. And now we see Sir Joseph. Oh, sometimes the thing I say, God, like how the country will be, because if that me, I will not talk about it. In my possession, issue, I support that person, so I will not talk about it. I will not. I close my mouth. So go even when you say I will get vexed. But today, Sir Joseph said it talking in a house, Nantana Magene, who are on top of it, who are on top of the entire CDC government when they were in power for the last 6 years. All the people who are on foreign mission, they were crying for renting and other stuff, stamping and other stuff, financial issue with family. And some of them were asking people in the US to help them. Then today I see Magé and Sir Joseph coming and say, hey God, look, that country sometimes we just look at it. The only look, that country need people like Porky Gummy. Me, of course, I'm not 100% fan of Chastity, but you get Chastity that country right now, all that people do, it will stop. Because the people that are doing things on their own, they don't do it, they say, what did the people will do? Nothing. That will tell the people. And the other people, the people you all get their own payroll, they were working for you. They're not even having pay on time. Some of them 8 months, 7 months, almost 10 months, 1 year, they getting paid, they getting nothing. They're begging people in America to survive. Then you add it all, you add the number all. Then today you come in and tell the Liberian people, say, oh, the people they send there. Sir Joseph, where were you? Natana Magé, where were you? You guys are hypocrites. You just sit over there steal free money and eat end of the day, you want to show y'all get armed. But yeah, wait, your government will come to the audit report because they want my brother send me the email about forget a damage in agriculture. I submit.
Thank you, Rudolph. Let me hear from you. I don't want to interrupt you guys when you're talking. So when you see me like this, which means your time is
my
off.
2 minutes, I don't even call it off.
Hey man, I let you right in my hand.
My man looking at the TV.
I gave you 3 minutes. I only gave you 2 minutes. I gave you 3 minutes. 3. Rudolph, go ahead. So when you see me like that, I know your time. I don't want.
My man, no, just say no. Listen, I get a 30 seconds, and then I may conclude. Then may go off. It better than that. But do that.
Just know that you in your last seconds and stuff.
Baku is strong. Baku just go keep up.
Rudolph, go ahead.
You know, I mean, this whole issue about the foreign service for me, I mean, I think it's pathetic and at the same time, it's very shameful. You know, when the CDC promised to create 1 million jobs, and I mean, they realized that they could not deliver on that promise, they didn't even care where they were sending their angry partisans. They did not care at all. And maybe that is also because probably they did not understand the level of importance that is attached to the foreign service of a country. Because, I mean, you don't just send anybody over there because the person wants a job, because you think the person was in the quote unquote barricades for you. The person the person was chanting Amanda away to. That is not it. People have to be trained. People have to be sophisticated for them to because that is like, I think it was Sandy or Raymond who said it. That is Liberia's representation. The government of the country that you are in, when they come to talk to you, you are talking on behalf of a whole country. You are negotiating on behalf of a whole country. So with what training these guys were sent over there, and I would not call names, but from my own first-hand experience, I know people who, that was just like a hustle for them. They would go to New York sometimes, maybe once in a month, but they were taking pay. So sometimes they would not even go to New York or DC for 2-3 months, but they were taking pay. So that is to tell you, how much the past government did not attach any importance to our foreign service. One may say witch hunt or whatever you would like to say, but I think calling them back so that they can go through a proper vetting process, I think that is the best way forward for our country. We may say, we are witch hunting them and this and that, but again, when you are sending people on, as foreign diplomats, they should be the best of your best. So, and they should also understand your agenda. So I don't care. They can say whatever they want to say. But I think it's important that this government pick their people who are trusted and send them. For example, the U.S., our major ally.
So sorry, I have to come in. So Rudolph, are you saying here that every government that comes should recall the people who are already in the foreign service and bring their own batch of people? Is that what you're trying to send across?
Nelson, the key message that I am sending across here is competence.
Let me bring Ture on.
It's competence. That is the key message that I am sending across, competence. And I just told you from first-hand experience, people who don't even care about this foreign service thing. This job was like a hustle for them. Like you know how in the US you can get 2-3 jobs and then you can get your side hustle. This was their side hustle, Nelson. They will go to New York or DC one time in a month, one time in 3 months. But they were taking it.
Thank you.
And you don't run a foreign service like that. So as that they be called back and they be done properly.
I want to free Vasco to share his thoughts as well. We'd like to hear his thoughts on this particular issue.
Let them moderate.
Yeah, but moderator can give their thoughts.
When I get no
Oh,
trouble.
moderator can give their thought.
Nancy kind of switch.
Let's hear to Ray. Before taking to Ray,
Is
Sandy
that the
take
next
20
time
seconds.
you switch?
Yeah.
Vasco.
And Nancy go, I will not make my info. I will just be giving it to you.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Nelson, I am not going to take 20 seconds on this topic. I'm going to take 20 seconds on something that I feel is very important. And actually, I'm bringing it to your attention. We have enjoyed one of our commenters here for many months, Maruf Koba. But Maruf's behavior to personally insult people here is out of hand. Maruf, the people on here, they are humans like you. We have researched you. I thought she was not a real person, but she's actually a real person, an elderly person. And you will not want any of the panelists here to go personal. Hold on, Nelson. Be patient with me. You don't want any of the panelists here to insult you. You are always in the habit of using insults on the panelists on this show. Nelson, if you cannot control Maruf and you will allow her insult, I will stop coming to this show. I promise you that. It's not okay. She got to stop it. It happens every time you disagree with Joe Bwaka or Mr. Bwaka, or you say anything against UP, she becomes very personal. If you say something in favor of UP, then she like you. That behavior have to stop. We cannot allow that. Thank you.
Nelson, 10
Thank
seconds. 10 seconds. Let me just say something to that effect, please. I beg you. You know, Sandy, you have a good point. But just to be quick with this, I don't think that is, I don't think we can control the view of the audience. If somebody on this
No. It's not a view.
If someone on this show is of such behavior, we can control that. But these people in the audience, they are just listening. By the way, you shouldn't even be paying that much attention to the comments when you are.
Listen, Rudolph, there are people when they do similar thing, we block them. Maruf is not an exception.
Yeah. Sandy, that's a great point. I think everyone deserves to be respected on a public forum like this. All right. And so yes, just as we will ask our folks here on set to give due courtesy to our folks in the comment section. Listen, man, we love all of you guys. We appreciate what you do, coming on here every time to watch the show, to make your input. But hey, as much as we will control the guests that come on the platform and tell them, yes, we can have disagreements, but let's be moderate, let's be professional, let's be civil in channeling our disagreements. The same. That's how it should go across, right? So let this thing be reciprocated. As much as we appreciate and love what you do, just be civil in putting your points across. We love all of you, but let's do this together in a very civil way. Thank you. And your point is duly noted as well, Cindy. Thanks a lot. Let's bring Ture in. Ture, go ahead. Let's hear you on this foreign service recall thing, and then we have to go to the next issue.
Yeah. Before I get to that, let me just highlight this. Look, at the end of the day, Cindy, I agree with you to a certain extent. When the commenters are sort of like attacking individual like spouse, children, or maybe threatening to cause bodily harm or something like that, I think we should take that seriously. But if they are just really insults on somebody or sounding whatever way that the commenter feel the person sounded, I don't think they should be reprimanded for that. But let me there's something called freedom of speech, actually.
That's why they are just commenters.
But let me say this, Nelson. Look.
Yeah. Let's go to the issue now. Let's go to the issue.
At the end of the day, let me say this, and let me say this very, very clearly. If you respect yourself, people will respect you. If you add value to yourself, people will add value to you.
And look, there is something in our country that a lot of people don't like to talk about. Some of us, we are not patriotic enough. We just not patriotic enough. Because if we actually take the definition of patriotism for what it is, there are certain things that we do in our country will not dare do it. Right? Look, man, you cannot send you cannot send your citizens up there and treat them like joke, right? Then you expect your counterpart to respect you. They're not going to respect you. They're not going to go into any sort of like concrete, contract with you, or better yet, encourage any of their investors or citizens to go invest in your country. No, because the people you are sending over there, they are merely who you are. Like, they're supposed to be the ambassador for your country. And this goes to every one of us. We that are in these diasporas as citizens, or at least claim to be citizens of the Republic of Liberia, whatever we do in our private lives, whatever we do at our job, that is a direct reflection of our country. All right? Because people always link you from where you are. If you do a good job, they say, oh man, that Liberian boy, he's good. Right? And when you act foolish, guess what? That Liberian guy, man, he's something else. That's exactly what it is. So as you walk into this world, know that whatever you identify yourself to be, whatever country you affiliate with or claim to be from, you are carrying the flag of that country. You can be doing your cleaning job somewhere, or you can be working at a certain nursing home. Know that somebody is out there looking at you and identifying you for who you are and which country you come from. All right? So if we can't get that from our government, then come on, man. This is bad. This is sad, And it's like every day we're just getting different things happening, right? And we're not learning from them. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. It's like every day, different situations, circumstances are unveiling themselves. How Liberians are being treated, or how we treat our own selves, or at least by our government. So this is really, really bad. And look, for whatever it is, man, we'll have to clean it up. We have to do it, and we have to do it very quickly, because time is not on our side. We are the laughing stock right now in the Mano River Union. I don't care who want to put it. Liberia is the laughing stock in the Mano River Union. Okay? Because we are behind every sector. I'm saying that. We are behind every sector. You can go ahead and name it. Education, health, whatever it is, we're behind everything, bro. There is nothing there. Straighten up. And these are the truths that we need to start bringing to the table here. These are stuff that we need to start talking about. We can talk about, somebody talking about, about 40 years, the judiciary has not been audited. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? These are self-inflicted wounds that will continue to inflict on ourselves every single day. We need to do better. We got to do better.
Thank you.
We have to do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ture. And okay, so Vasco is not in. I don't know what's happening. the co-moderator has network issue tonight. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, Francis did something to the guy's network.
The discussion is heavy from Vasco.
Hey, no.
What can Vasco say against what we're saying?
I don't want to go there. I will leave Vasco to come and handle the issues that you
continue with it.
but this is serious. This is serious. Those individuals will be recalled. 56 of them. 54 of them, sorry. 54 persons. Imagine 54 persons you're talking about now. You're talking about 54 families that will be affected. 54 persons connected to those 54 persons and have other 54 people connected to them. Vasco, come on quickly. Just share your thoughts on this talking point, then we can make our transition quickly.
Nelson, I know we have something in Liberia called, I think, the FSR, Foreign Service Institute, right?
Yeah.
okay, and we got young Liberians that go to that identical institution to acquire skills and to learn something. But you know the tendency we have in Liberia, that people that will go to school in Liberia and then will try to look down on them. This is the playbook of this government. We know what this government is after. So all those fallacy and fake stories they're coming out with, we know they're playing. These people, if these people can take people that are making $50 from on payroll, $75, then are the people that is foreign service or leader. The aim or objective is this government to get, once you are employed, you see everything about doing, even doing it, the audit, you see where they're starting from. So once you were employed from 2018, from between 2018 to 2023, you are a target threat to this government. Even some of the guys, some of our friends.
But Vasco, don't you think it's prudent enough that if those people were not recruited the proper way, so that those people be recalled and then they redo the vetting for the sake of transparency and making sure that the right thing is done in the interest of the country? What? Because some people, according to the information the foreign ministry, even the Senate is providing, some people pay their own way to go to those different countries. How can Liberia be sending you on a foreign mission? They ain't give you anything. They ain't give you any aside from the letter they gave you. But you hustle, you buy your own plane ticket, you hustle for small money, you be doing things on that kind of managing level. Do you think that was the right way for this thing to have been done, Vasco?
Nelson, I mean, everyone of us here, we know the process in which you travel to other people's country. Mm-hmm. Especially when you are on a foreign mission. There is a procedure. Mm-hmm. No matter what, just jump up and just get the diplomatic passport and just go sit down somewhere with all government. Ain't no going through the proper channel. But the incompetent government, their government, we don't know. I mean, they don't even have priority. They don't even know where to start from.
The government priority that road.
I think the priority is to get citizen on a job. That's the main focus. Since the people come, all of the ministers, everybody down to immigration. Immigration said they have how many ghost need. Everyone of them ghost need. Like we are human being the coin goes to get it out of the payroll. Like I said, this is their government.
20 seconds.
These people are starting something that will haunt them tomorrow. And Liberians are sitting and watching. We were in opposition for 12 years. 6 years are nothing for us. We used to it. But our comeback, everything you're starting right now, when we come back, we'll teach you guys how to do it properly.
I mean, perhaps you belong.
And do what? That's it. What they informing these people decision? You guys are journalists and other top people in the country. Have you seen any document from the foreign ministry to tell you that these are the people that were doing this or they are not in the service correctly? They just come and say something. If you come out with a kind of allegation, there should be document to support your claim. What are they giving us? They just come and talk. That what we listen to? You already know people that deal on it in that foreign service. Do you think they want to keep people over there? You think that Joseph will just sit there and try to say, oh, people who went for foreign mission, they have been abandoned if these people not went through the proper channel? You all know Mange was one of the top persons in our government. I don't think so. I don't believe that thing. The people talking, Nelson.
Okay, Vasco, Senator Sir Joseph, who did the communication along with Senator Miguel. Senator Joseph is following the show. He wants to make an input here quickly. So I want us to bring the senator on, and then we can take on the conversation from here. We'll not be bringing him through video, but through the audio, I think this is good. From here, we can bring the senator on. Senator Joseph, welcome to the show, sir. You're live on the late night show.
Thank you, Nelson. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for the conversation, but I just wanted to make this clear that those foreign service workers that the governor of Liberia refused to be paid or refused to pay were trained by the same foreign ministry, and they were even given certificates. There was commissioner, there was commission, they were given passports, diplomatic passports, and then those individuals left. I think it is wrong for the government, to go ahead and decide not to pay them because they went to those foreign missions in December. I think that is wrong. And statement made by even the chairman himself today was wrong because the issues are still in committee room. In 1 week they had to report back to us with their investigation. So I think I just wanted to make this clear that we want to pursue this our communication place on the floor in making sure that all Liberians should be considered as a Liberian. I feel that elections are over. We should move over. We should move on as a country. There should be no reason where there's pick and choose. Others went in August and September, they are paid every month. But those that went in December, the situation out there with our Liberian citizens is very bad. Some of them have been removed from their homes. The living condition for them now is very bad. I think it's wrong as a government and as a member of that committee and co-chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs. We should make sure that these people are taken care of and they receive their just benefit. If the government want to recall them, they have the right to recall them either for new assignment. Some of those individuals were already working in other areas and they were placed on those assignments and they resigned. So the committee will also make sure that those should go back to work. So there's a situation I want to give to you.
Yeah, so I have just one question, and I see few of our panelists here have one or two questions. Sorry, I know it's late, but we appreciate if you were to just take a few questions regarding this issue. We appreciate the fact that you came on to provide those pieces of information. And so the first one from me is you spoke of how the individuals got the assignment. They were trained by the foreign ministry, they were certificated, and then after that, they were being assigned on those different foreign missions and stuff like that across the world to represent the country. But I want to know, Senator, how is this recruitment? Because there is a question right now. Even the chairman of the committee, which you co-chaired, Senator Dillon, he spoke about how the people did not meet the benchmark. There were issues with respect to how they were recruited. How is this recruitment done? What do you know about the recruitment process for those foreign workers? How has it been done in time past?
First of all, the deputy minister that was present today, representing the minister purple, she one of those persons that did the training at the foreign institute, at the foreign ministry.
Okay.
How can you train or teach your students You give them grace, they have graduated, and you give them assignment, and today you're stating that you don't know how they went there, how they got the passport. She signed the document for them to receive passports.
So the same minister under the previous administration, at which time those individuals were assigned, is the same minister, Minister Judiciary, who was there today at the Senate for that engagement today, right?
Of course, she signed the document for them, for those Liberians to get the passport.
Okay. Okay.
She trained them as well.
Yes.
Okay. So let me bring Sandy in quickly. Sandy, you want to throw one question in quickly for the senator?
Yes, please. Senator, can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you a little bit.
All right. Well, good morning from your end, and it's good evening from my end. Senator, we can agree that the issue of no payment to our foreign service members is not just an issue under this administration. That we can agree it started. It was ongoing under the previous administration, because I was in Brussels during President Riyad regime, and some of the members there were already being thrown out of their apartment. So we can agree to that. And if we can agree to that, what was the urgency that we will send several Liberians to foreign service during the transition period?
Well, they were not sent based during the transitional period. They went through the training process. They was commissioned. They received their certification and the passports. I think some of them wanted to exercise the franchise by voting. After which they decided to go on mission. It is the right. Some of them were already there. In fact, they came down for visit. So they was not in hurry, neither whether it was in transitional period. Further to that, even 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock on the day of transition, where the new president take over, there is a government that is still in power. That government have the authority to take actions as a government until they turn over officially. I also want to argue that they are Liberians. 2017, we had the same case. Ambassadors were placed into position sometime in January, but the government accepted them and moved ahead.
Wow. Okay, Sandy, you say you have a follow up, so we'll bring.
If I'm allowed, please. I heard the senator saying he's contradicting himself to an extent. He's saying that, well, we didn't send them during the transitional period, but even if we did, at the last hour, the government at the time had the authority to do so. But was it really in the interest of Liberia? What was the need for us to send those people there at that time, knowing very well that we were transitioning from one government to another? What was the need?
Well, I think the question should be, was there a vacancy for those individuals to go and fill in? These individuals applied, they went through the process, they went through the training process. Also understand the government was struggling in terms of resources. If you notice, some of them raised money on their own to go by themselves because the issue was about money. Government was saying, oh, we don't have money, because the government of Liberia were at this time sponsoring the election. So that was one of the major priorities of the government by then. that look, we have to focus in making sure we sponsor the election, provide money to NEC. So, for instance, now, if you want to repatriate those Liberians, it's taking you almost $500,000. If they stay there and continue to work, you will pay them. The total amount to pay all of the foreign service worker will be $1 million. So it always depends on the situation of the government. But I think the action that is being exhibited by some leaders at the foreign ministry is wrong. These individuals are Liberian, and they should be given the opportunity to work, as it happened in the past.
Okay, so we'll take just 2 more questions, and then we can wrap up. So let's take Raymond, and then we're gonna bring Francis in. Let's see, Rudolph. Okay, so Raymond, go ahead. Raymond, you are muted, sir.
The Honorable Senator Sir Joseph, as tradition demands, I should call you Uncle, so I prefer calling you Uncle. Thanks and welcome to the Thanks and welcome to the show, and thanks for your service to the nation. But I am constrained to ask you some hard questions. Of course, you my uncle, I should be submitting myself to you. But when it comes to nation affairs, we got to be frank and honest. Are you aware, being a seasoned politician and a senator who have served our country for this long, are you aware that corruption is one of the reasons why the Liberian people cannot receive basic services? And if your answer is yes, then why will you support the government placing so many Liberians in a link doc section where the legitimacy of this government is on a time bomb? But yet they should commit the incoming government to financial difficulties, wherein during the tenure of your government, the CDC-led government, people in the foreign services were not even receiving their rent and their salaries on time. But yet, at a very high number, you will place people in the foreign services at 11 hours. Isn't that synonymous to corruption? If not, how can you explain it? And how can you also explain corruption not being a problem for Liberian people to receive basic things like roads, electricity, safe drinking water, adequate education, adequate healthcare? Is that paramount for you? Is this argument because these are seditions and you also are a sedition lawmaker?
Okay, thank you, Raymond. I want us to add Rudolph's question to it, and then the senator will respond. Rudolph, go ahead.
Yes. Good morning, Senator. Thank you for coming on here tonight. So my question is with this. So you did say that if this government are successful in bringing back these foreign diplomats, they will have to give them job. Is it constitutional, or that's just something that you think should be done?
Okay.
What's the last? I'm not getting you. He said, what he said?
He said,
okay, so I will go again. You did say that if this government succeeds in bringing back those foreign diplomats, they will have to give them jobs, because some of them were working before they left their assignments to go on foreign missions. So I am asking you, is it constitutional that when they come back, the government have to give them job, even if there is no job for them?
Well, quickly, Nelson will have to work with me on the rest of the other question. You getting me clear, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Senator.
Okay. The issue of business services in Liberia to our citizens, whether corruption is the cause or the issues, it depends on the decision of the day as a government. What are government priorities? government, the question we should be asking, what are those basic services that are needed of our country personally? And how can we give priorities to them? If government will make choices and say, you know what, our first priority is to look at the opportunity by creating jobs. And one of our priorities will be providing training for the job market. We have our youthful population, up to 50 to 60% of them who don't have the skills to acquire a job. All of the companies in Liberia, major skills needed, they have to be taken from Ghana and other African countries. How can the government give priorities in making sure that those our Liberians are given the opportunity by getting training so they can be ready for the job market? I think it's about the government in making their priorities. If government take into priorities considerations, you will see the difference.
Thank you, sir. And so we want to take Francis finally. And we.
Francis. One of them talk about something.
My question wasn't answered.
Okay, so
the last question.
Yeah, Rudolph, your question was about.
I can go again, no problem.
Okay, yeah, please do that.
Mr. Senator, my question was, you did mention that these guys who left around December, some of them were already working in the country and they had to forgo their jobs to go on foreign mission.
Whether it's constitutional to get the job back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay, so the issue is some of them were civil servants. And they got an opportunity to apply to go on foreign service, and they needed to resign from their jobs. And they forgo their salary as civil servants. So they were trained by government, given certificate, given diplomatic passport to go and serve. They went into those countries and then they started work. If the government is bringing them back, we are demanding that they should also place them back on the civil service salary. How do you expect them to survive? Because they were working before.
Okay. So finally, Francis, then we'll let the senator go. Go ahead, Francis.
Good morning, Senator. Thanks for being here. Most of the questions have been asked on the foreign service side, but since we have you, I have a question about what's happening with the counties. So my question to you, Honorable Senator, what would it take for you guys to relinquish power to the superintendents of the various counties? Because as of now, senators and representatives are receiving huge sum of money to carry on in the name of county development funds. And as we all know, the superintendents are the head of the counties. So what would it take for you guys to relinquish that power, and wherein you guys do not receive a dime, but every penny goes to the superintendent to develop the counties? What would that take?
Okay, thank you.
As we speak, for instance, Moserado County, the government of Liberia have in the cover of Moserado County about 2.7 million.
Yes.
That money is the responsibility of the superintendent of Moserado County to make sure that he supervises all the developmental activities within Moserado County through a county council. So the superintendents are already working, and they have resources to function. I don't know about other counties how much money in the cover, but I'm telling you, as a senior senator of Moserado County, we have into our account 2.7 million.
Yeah, just a follow-up. So, Honorable Senator, each of you, like you and Senator DeLon, receive $150,000 according to what you're putting into the budget for county development, right? Are you saying that money, you guys are not the ones spearheading the development in the county? That money is given to the superintendent to do what the thing is best for the county? Because as we know, 100,000
So you're
go to each
talking
representative,
about
150,000
the
go
list
to Senate.
project.
The legislative project.
And legislative, yeah. So, but that's the problem. Why do you guys
So
have legislative
let's give
project?
the senator the time to answer the question, Francis.
So
We actually,
with
the
the
senator
legislative
actually called
project,
in. Let's do this. The senator actually called
with the
in
legislative
to
project,
talk on this foreign service.
Nelson,
Yeah.
Nelson, you can allow them to flow, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, Nelson, the issue of the legislative project, the senator is not in charge of legislative project. The senator basically coordinate with the council in consultation with the superintendent. The senator will only suggest to the council what he's thinking. And it is the responsibility of the council to accept or reject by voting. And then LACE will implement that particular project. All of the resources for all legislative funding go to LACE. LACE is the one that want to implement this project.
Okay. Ture, I saw your hand up. You have a question? Okay, so then just throw in the final question, then we.
Senator, good morning to you. So my question have to do with everything that we know now happen with this whole foreign service saga that's going on. I mean, these are Liberian. I mean, void of politics or anything like that. Liberian anyway should be sort of like government prerogative as far as bringing closure to the situation. What are you guys doing right now? And if that's the case, what did you guys do with that whole citizens that were brought in the country from Ghana?
Ture, are you still with us? Okay, Ture, I think you done with your question, right? Because I see you frozen. Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
So if I should re-echo Ture's question.
His question went across.
Okay.
I think look at his question. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about our citizens that were repatriated from Ghana, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. I mean, if we're giving this foreign employees that much attention, what's about the citizens that were brought into Ghana? I mean, that were brought in the country from Ghana.
Are they seditions as well?
Well, citizens from Ghana went there during the civil crisis. They serve as refugee and to come home, or the government of Ghana asked that they return home because the country was safe. Now they can now return home. I think the government came up with a proposal, and that proposal was about bringing them back home and finding an opportunity to place them into community. So that action was taken. There were resources given to them, and some of them have gone into communities to make sure that they rent a place, and then they start up with their life. Living as a refugee is a tough thing. I lived as a refugee for more than 15 years outside of Liberia. And coming back home, you have to start life over. So it's challenging for them because some of them, they don't have relatives that could be of help to them. So there are a lot of challenges. In this case, those individuals were working as members of the Liberian government. They represent the government of Liberia because they possesses the diplomatic passport. And in those countries that they work in, they have approval by the country, by the host country, for them to do the job. So if the government is stating they want them to come back, we can stop them from allowing them to come back, but then they have to take responsibility. The first thing is, for the past 7 months, they haven't received a single cent from the government of Liberia. I think it is wrong. They are Liberians, they can't be treated like that. Like one of the ladies told me, she was removed from her apartment because she was unable to pay. She packed her things and went to somebody who is a male to live with them. Just we are Liberian, we are young people, people looking at a female going to live with a male. What does that imply? I think it doesn't tell well for our Liberian citizens.
Wow.
We don't know what's happening to her. I think it is wrong. So we are asking, pay the people, repatriate them, and let them go back to their work services as civil servants.
Well,
Nelson, can I ask a final question on this same issue, please?
We want to thank you tonight for showing up. I see the folks across the panel have so many questions, but we have to let you go. And anything you want to say just before we let you go?
Can I? Everybody have thought. Let me say one or two things to my senator.
I mean,
can we just schedule the senator to come on now?
Thank you. I need to admonish
Okay, guys, let's do this. So, Vasco, the looks on the platform just for 20 seconds. Say what you want to say. We let the senator go. Yeah.
So listen, you get the position. Where your other party come from?
We are independent.
We
are free thinkers. We're free thinkers. We haven't committed ourselves to political parties.
So,
Vasco, please go ahead.
Maybe the senator want transfer. You want transfer me, senator?
I want person that follow your work. And I always told people in Liberia, I say, if we have a lot of Liberians are thinking that the way Honorable Sir Joseph can think, Liberia will be a different place. Nobody can doubt your work in that country. And I just want to admonish you to continue to help the Liberian, continue to provide. God is watching you. And we want to stand by your side. And we know where we're going to take you when the appropriate time reaches. So I want to say thank you for the good job that you do for Liberia.
2029 for the presidency.
Thank you so much.
Ask question. I just president senator here.
I thought you said I want to admonish the senator.
So, so Senator, anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, let's Senator close.
Well, I just want to say thank you, guys. I've been following your show, and actually your show can take me off to sleep.
Oh, Senator Joseph.
And then sometimes listen to your show until I doze off to sleep. So I actually been following based on your topic of discussion. I want to thank you so much for what you've been doing for your country, discussing the issues. Sometimes issues that you raise, we as leaders, we listen to them, and we take note of those things, and then we'll move forward. So whatever you are doing, I don't take it into vain. We commend you for whatever that you are doing in taking up your time, your busy schedule to sit on the platform to discuss on issues that have been discussed at the Capitol. So feel free. I will find time, maybe once in a while, to join you guys for us to have conversation. But I want to appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
That would be really
Thanks
appreciated.
a lot,
Yes, sir.
Senator Joseph,
Thank
for
you.
allowing yourself, to be here tonight. We appreciate the fact that you were able to come on to speak to some of those issues. And like you said, we look forward to having you here some other time when you have the time, and we look forward to that. Thanks a lot for the time, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Senator. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
I will
Yeah,
release my
so,
question and we'll follow up later.
This is where we are, folks, and I think a lot has been said about the foreign service situation. I really want us to make the transition. We were just about transitioning, and then we had to bring the senator in, but we're going to take just 1 minute each on this one. What do you guys make of the latest pronouncement by the information minister to summon the prophet of the Flaming Fire Church? An entire government, the government of Liberia, is summoning a pastor who prophesied, and the prophecy, some people say that was true, some people say that was not true. I don't have any position on that. But then people started to mock the pastor. People made a lot of denigrating posts. The comedian made lots of videos and everything. And then the pastor, in response, released curses. He said he released Goa. He released a lot on those people who have been making fun of him. And then the information minister today responded that for releasing curses and for not being in compliance with LTA regulation, he threatened to shut down that radio station where the pastor does his regular preaching, and that they're summoning the pastor. I mean, let's do 1 minute each on this one. We might take a few calls from our folks out there. I want us to start with Raymond. Raymond, let's hear you.
So I'm a Christian, and I submit to two principles in this word. First, the principles of my ancestors, the people that came ahead of me as an African, and Christianity. But what Christians are doing today, they're bringing more greater Christianity. But Jesus, in his ministry, taught that in the last days there will be many false prophets. He said, many will say, Lord, Lord, but not of me. Jesus will reject a lot of these fake pastors. And this is his response to the information minister. Imagine a man of God that are going to call him to ask him how he had used the airways they've given him to propagate the gospel that he's using to curse Liberians and talk about throwing Goa on them. Which pastor can talk about Goa? You should be blessing the people of God. Your message is to...
But Raymond, how about the other aspect where people have been making mockery of the pastor? What did the information minister say about the very waves, the very social media space that have been used to denigrate this preacher?
If you know,
of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism.
You know the benefits that those who make church and come in the name of God benefit from the state? The state gave them a whole lot, and that's why they get rich overnight. They use that and exploit. And you know what Jesus said? He said, he who should follow him should take up the cross, deny themselves, pick up the cross and follow me. That's the ministry of Christ Jesus. The ministry of suffering and service to humanity.
No. Raymond, if you want to go biblical or spiritual, then remain biblical or spiritual.
So now listen to me now. Don't listen to me.
And what is it from the human perspective, then I think we should deal with it.
Listen to me and let me communicate what his office is receiving and why the state gave it to them. The state is not giving it to him because he's a Liberian citizen, because he's a minister of the gospel, because the state understands what the gospel represents. And based
free and a lot.
And based on that, that's why he even got the airways to propagate his messages. But that should be regulated. You are a journalist, you know that. You can't be spewing hate messages on the airways and you can be called in caution.
Thank you.
And now you know what he just said to the information minister? He said the information minister wants to impress the government and everybody, the presidency, but he should go after people who been insulting the president, the presidency, inside and outside. How can a man of God call himself prophet, speak like a child? And all those who he cursed, let me tell you, he is a false prophet. His words amount to nothing. The demonic, and it will go right back to hell where it comes from. The blood of Jesus covers you.
A quick disclaimer. The view expressed by Raymond is his view and his view only, and doesn't
alone
or the Spoon Network. Just a quick one, so I move on.
Thank you.
Let's get your take on this one quickly. Anthony, since you just come in, then we're going to take to Ray. I mean, a lot of people made mockery of the man of God. So true that he was all around the place and stuff like that. But how did we get here? That it has escalated into an entire government of Liberia saying that they're going to summon this man of God, and in fact, they are threatening to shut down his radio station.
Well, the Bible teaches about light and darkness, right? What does darkness has to do with light?
Mm-hmm.
And so, the man of God talking about Goa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you balance this equation and make that make sense to me? You're a man of God and you throw in Goa. Goa is the dark word. Goa is witchcraft, right? That's the power of the dark word. So if you're a man of God, you're not saying, oh, the wrath of God will come after you, because the Bible says, touch not my anointing, do my prophet no harm. You're not using that biblical principle, but you throw in Goa. If you throw in Goa, then you're a witchcraft, right? So
no. I want you. And maybe I need to play that video. I'm gonna try to find it.
You can't have it both ways.
Listen,
light and darkness.
Anthony. The prophet said,
yeah,
all the people who made mockery of him, he released Goa accident, all the kind of bad things. That's not the point. That's not the point. He made reference to the scripture where was it Elijah or Elisha who was bald-headed, and then
Elijah,
right, and he was walking, and then the kids started to make mockery of him, and he come out, bears will come, and the bear ate the children up. How about that? You want to go into the scripture?
But Nelson, that's not my time to speak. This pastor is under the ministry of Jesus Christ. Elijah wasn't under the.
Raymond, you're not going to hijack the show.
Anthony, I'm going to speak to that. There is another thing here. Separation of church and state, right?
Yeah.
The state does not interfere with the church. The church does not interfere with the state, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I see that in Liberia, cross-cutting, you will see, by the time something happened, the council of churches won't make statement, all of that. Look, separation of church and state, there's a reason why the Constitution is drafted that way, right? But if you honor the ministry of the gospel of Jesus Christ, then you need to follow what the Bible is written. Do not add or subtract, right? So light will not exist and darkness will not exist where there is light. If a man of God is proclaiming Goa, that's the power of the dark word. Let's just be straightforward here.
Thank you.
Let's forget about.
So what do you make of the information minister's position about
the
threatening to shut down the church?
The only thing they can say if the radio station is out of regulation, they may need to regularize the radio station license. But as per the man releasing Goa, that is not their place to say what he's saying. Somebody went after him and said they will get Goa. That won't. The information minister don't have anything to say about that. As long as he's not using weapon, you're not threatening, to kill people. That's word for word, right? But I'm just holding the man of God accountable that you can't profess Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Then you talking about Goa, So that's.
Thank you very much. Let's hear a take on this to Ray, and then we're gonna go to Vasco.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you so very much. So look, as a non-Christian, obviously I want to be measured as to what I say here. But look, one thing I do know for a fact, I believe, because look, I've been around Christianity for a very long time. I went to grade school, and even at university I went to Catholic University, so I know exactly Christianity. what we are seeing in Liberia. I was in Liberia not too long ago. Only like this is not only Christianity alone. I mean, religion across. People are just doing whatever they want to do with absolutely no regulations, right? And I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. I'm not going to limit it to Christianity. I think even in mosques, there are a lot of things happening that are not supposed to be happening. And government should step in and regulate some of these things. I mean,
don't you think this is a form of clamping down or prosecuting the religious community? Because
brother,
come on,
if you look at
the man prophesied, whether or not the prophecy was true, he was mocked. A lot of things were said. Denigrating videos came out about the man of God. Don't you think he's human and he can feel offended and he can retaliate because he's only human? Why is the Ministry of Information threatening now to shut down the radio station and even threatening to summon him? In fact, they've summoned him already.
But that's you see, Judgment Day. You know, always talk about Judgment Day. Every punishment, and not every punishment will wait for Judgment Day. So some of your punishment God can bring on you right here. And that is seen men of God that are in a church with the young lady where he claimed that everything, all the setback that this young lady is having in her life, all is because of her mom. Una for the young lady to tell him that the mother been dead and gone for about 2 years. Then he transitioned to saying, hallelujah, you go see you.
Come on.
Look, let me tell you this. Nelson, I'm going to tell you this. Paul Kagame, you can love that man, hate that man. Look at what Paul Kagame did in Rwanda. Closed down all these churches. Like literally told these guys that you need to come with your degree in theology and a teaching of the Bible before you can open church. And I think that's the goal we need to go with. But a lot of people are doing it now for business. There's this famous Ivorian artist called Tiken Jah Fakoly. He said this in Madingo. Slamaya Jangira, Christiania Jangira. He did not limit it to Christianity. He went over Christianity, Islam, that people are doing this thing now for money. And that's what it is.
Thank you, Ture. Thank you. Let's hear from Vasco. We're going to come to you. We're going the cycle, all right? We'll come to you certainly. Vasco, let's hear.
Nelson, you know.
Before Vasco come in, I want to do this bit by bit. Let me bring in. I'm not going to go to the So True Daddy video because a lot of you watched it. But let me bring a little bit of what trickled this conversation here. Just a portion of the video. But Vasco, you can go ahead, start to make your point. I'm going to interrupt you at some point to just throw in a few seconds of this video. Then I'll bring in that moment when the information minister made the disclosure. But I think Vasco, you can take on from here and then make a point. Let's hear you from here.
Okay, Nelson, look, if you have incompetent people hailing our government, these are some of the things you see. Look, what is the government involvement in what happened in that man's church? And I know some of you people here now, you're Jesus Christ children or whatsoever, you're judging people. Which of course the Bible say you know. The Bible say don't judge nobody. They may got people that believe in him and trust in the feet that where they can go find Jesus. That they believe, they go there. So if you go and start to mock at this man, all of you say that you're in your poor praying for people to die. Like a lot of African pastors be praying, oh, let the person die, let the person this.
I send it to them now. I send it on their eyes. Amen. I send it in their leg. Amen. I send it on their body. Amen. I send it in their children. Amen. I send it on their head. Amen. I send it on them now. Amen. Those people that got here from Goa. Yes, sir. They got here from. Yes, sir. I take that Goa and send it. Amen. I take all the sickness and send it to them. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
So So that's the reverend right there for you.
Let me
information minister.
Vasco.
Nancy, he looking like you on kush.
Nobody judge that man. You know what judgment is?
Raymond, please. This is a man of God. This is a man of God. You guys should respect.
No, but that's what the Bible said.
Let me bring this.
Telling people that will die from war and other things. Will you see it? What did the Council of Churches say? Maybe somebody here heard it. Now you hear it. I remember just in the past when the former president was here, a very renowned bishop said people would die if they criticize the president. You didn't hear from the Council of Churches. So you cannot have your cake and eat it. Be holistic in your concerns about the society. And in saying that, we want to say that the pastor who had that broadcast runs a radio station based on permits from the Ministry of Information. The permit was granted to him based on his request for the kind of programming he intends to do. And we believe having a live show threatening that people will die, people will have war because they criticize you, runs contrary to the purpose for which we gave him the permit. So we took it upon ourselves to invite the bishop here at the Ministry of Information. He has that cooperated. As the president of the Council of Churches, this is to formally say to you.
I mean, it's a long one, but there's someone here. He's supposed to go in and explain himself. But the permit he's giving the go out on, the permit is it hasn't been renewed. But let's get you conclude, Vasco. Then we're gonna bring the rest of the folks in.
So, like I was saying, these guys, they are just corrupt, and I know the reason why they are inviting this man. Looking at the way the man church is booming, got a lot of people. They know that this man got some money. And this is just where everything going. Call that man to the foreign ministry. Oh, my man, we're coming to revoke your radio station.
That's the way going come back.
Eh?
Go ahead,
Tabata 101.
Yeah. Oh, my man, we're coming to revoke your radio station lesson. So if you know what we know, you better. That's all going on. They will call
regular license.
It is done. What government has to do in the man? What I mean really say that will be government inviting. If the government inviting, that be on the issue of meeting up with the regulation. I mean the registration. But if they start to put what I mean say, that I send go, I send this that.
Sicknesses, I send it to them now.
Amen.
I send it on their eyes.
Amen.
I send it in their leg.
Amen.
I send it on their body.
Amen.
I send it on their children.
Amen.
I send it on their I send it on them now.
Amen.
Those people that got here from Goa.
Yes, sir.
They Goa, they got here from.
Yes, sir.
I take that Goa, I send it.
Amen.
I take all this.
That's it. They may say he heal people that have Goa. So the people that are putting mouth on him, the people that he heal with the Goa, he take it and send it back. You ain't happy that the man said that he say he carrying it. He said he was send Goa. God got power. If God working through that man, what that man can say, he said he will send Goa on you. It will happen. God can work. People can go pray to God for somebody to die. You see that? And I see pastor, baby pastor, them praying for people to die.
That is utter confusion, bro.
So, man, nobody should judge anybody here. Then what Raymond doing is the men are four pastors.
No, me calling now.
Thank you,
Pastor. Why pastor, Raymond? Who your pastor?
Me calling, my man.
Thank you, Raymond. Rudolph, let's hear you quickly.
That one Methodist pastor, they want to be on the say they won't carry and what kind of thing in the church.
Go ahead, Rudolph. Let's hear you.
Yeah. So Nelson,
Vasco, I see why I would have pastor beyond bar.
You don't take my topic from my topic.
My pastor, I'm holy. He tell you say holy.
Come on, guys.
Your pastor at BM, man.
No, guys, we're not doing that. Vasco's pastor is beyond bad because of
Australia. Pastor enjoy yourself. I mean, I'm beyond bad. I'm telling you.
Nelson,
Okay, yeah. So because of Australia thing, not because of prophecy. So guys, let's
Because of
do
prophecy.
the discussion. So you believe your pastor is good, but
man, now the Australian embassy with him, man. So you like bring me, that's my good money get over.
This thing just came to my mind. I think
that man at Australian embassy.
Vasco,
What? Like bring people should be having sense. You just see one man, man of going to oh, money get me say man, will carry Australia.
Okay, but anyway, let's leave that. But Vasco is it just came somehow, man. But your pastor is being bad, and no wonder why. But anyway, we're gonna go to another aspect. But Rudolph, let's hear you.
So Nelson, I mean, I would just input on this by quoting a scripture, right? So Deuteronomy 18, verse 21 to 22 says, "You may say to yourself, how can we know when a message has not been spoken by the Lord?" 22, it says, if that is God talking now, if what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord does not take place or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken. So, and I read this specifically to say, since the man cursed the people, how many people do we know that have had Goa?
When people get sick, they can kind and report it to the people. Is there a specific place where they report sicknesses?
Nothing. Trust me.
No. But in all fairness, man, Rudolph, the people will not get sick and come in the public and say
nothing. This issue is everywhere in the country. So anyway, like they go out, they will come on Facebook and
okay, but what do you make of the government decision to summon the prophet?
Nelson, in all seriousness, right? If he has been summoned for the purpose of not having, legal document to operate, I would say I think that's a good call, and they are doing their job. But I am in no place to say if he's a false prophet or a real prophet. That's why I read a scripture for the audience to decide.
Thank you. Francis, let's hear you, and then we take Sandy, and Mova will take us to the phone line on this.
Yeah, I love my brother Vasco, but nigga, how so robot. Every time I see this, listen to Vasco closely. He will tell you. He said, "Our pastor, I met that Australian embassy before my guy gave him money." Feel like I'm trying to tell you. I wrote.
No, but Vasco's pastor just slipped into the discussion some kind of way.
I know, but even he talk about the other pastor here, the way men talking there, he defended all the wrong thing. But I want to look at it from a different angle, right? Is there anybody working in Liberia that doing a government job? So that they can always talk about witch hunt from the government. So if they made the natural go out on people, they will not know that he radio station license not correct. The other day, I think on Spoon that they brought a whole list of a bunch of radio stations that are out of compliance. Who following up with these things? I'm pretty sure there are people that their job responsibility is to follow up on these things. So guy make sure go another one mail you look at his station paperwork. Come on now, I want me people give it about wish on. Okay, me tell you go back. Y'all leave a station. Man, y'all too sunny serious, man.
Thank you. That's for you. Sandy, let's hear you. Let's hear your take on this issue.
Yes, Daddy. Let me talk.
You give me 20 seconds, brother.
No, we give me 20 seconds. So
no, I asked him for 20 seconds.
On a serious note, I am raised as a member of the Baha'i faith. I'm not a Christian. I'll put my hands up, I'll tell you now. And I do not have any authority to judge the brother for his belief. Very personally, I will tell you, here is his main church. Here is actually my place where my family are right now. When I Yes Daddy thing happened, I was actually in Liberia. The next day, we saw the whole place was filled with people. People believe in him. He's another thing. He's actually a crime man. I know exactly where he's from. I'm from Basel. I know exactly where he's from. So again, I give him my.
So you plead the fifth. You plead the fifth.
Given my religious background, as a member of the Baha'i faith, I would just plead the fifth. Whatever belief you have, may we all, pave the way to heaven.
I ask you for 20 seconds for information now to discuss this thing.
Yeah, so your information will come right after Moba. Let's hear from Moba. Moba, go ahead.
Nothing made me laugh. Look, let me see us, right? I think I passed up. For me, I don't judge people. But from the very first time listening to what he said, it was just looking like, I thought you were making fun. Actually, because let me tell you, nursing or be a pastor, you'll go through temptation. People will attack you. But you think you will go after those people? No. All your messages will be from the Bible. So, like for me, I support what he did. Like what he said on the radio station. But let me go to my brother Vasco. What he said because the man said blah blah blah, so they put one money. No. According to the information minister, he said he never gave lesson to any radio station to threaten Liberians. That's what he said. So that make it clear. It's not a witch hunt. It's not because they gave lesson because to go preach and pray for the country and pray for the Liberian people, not to go curse the Liberian people. But based on that, and again, his lesson expired. But based on that, they try to invite him for cautioning. So now nothing here for you to say is the witch hunt or the people want money. What kind of money that man get before, according to compared to what the government get? So if he get money, why he never renew his lesson? So Vasco, now when you're talking, you got to let me conclude. I sat for almost 2 hours and I open my mouth to talk.
Yeah, I want to say something more about institutions not renewing their licenses. Most times will not be on the basis of having money or not having money. Mm-hmm. It doesn't require much to renew your license. Sometimes for different reasons. Sometimes yes.
You may not know why he never renewed his license. Maybe he get money or maybe he get money. We don't know. But the fact is, the government are doing it to export money from those people. I mean, from the pastor or from his church. The government not do the government. The matter of fact, the government are trying to tell him that we give you lesson to pray for the nation and to pray for Liberians. We won't give you lesson to curse Liberians. That's it. So Vasco did that thing. Your pastor that is to pray over your president. He impressing. You even think about that one. What is to lay hand on your president that day? He said today when you go, you'll get money. You'll steal the Liberian money. Today when he impressing. Then you come in and justify him.
Come on. Thank you.
Information, brother.
When I use this space to bring any man of God down, we can discuss the issue.
Information, brother.
Let's talk.
The main person is we will bring the man down. The main person.
Yeah, but
the man even how you call it? And David
everybody know God for yourself. Don't depend on pastor. No God for yourself.
Yeah. Go ahead, Raymond. Your information quickly. We'll go to the phone line.
So Nelson, I expected you to be the one to give this because you're into broadcast. So we are here to throw light onto ills in society. So whatever ills, whether religious or not.
Yeah, Raymond, if I give it, I think Raymond.
Yeah, but no, you say we're not here to denigrate pastors, to bring pastors down. You should take that back because we're here to throw ills on whatever, whether it come from pastor or whoever. Pastor are not exempt.
I concur on that.
And the second thing is that the Ministry of Information, government authority is to regulate all of those who on government airways, and hate speech is one thing they should regulate. And when you're throwing disease on Liberian people, that what government spend money for people to be well. So if the Liberian people should get disease, that's hate. And you can't spew hate on the radio. That's why government need to call him. So the Liberian people need to be aware. Second, Vasco, the Bible did not say do not judge. The Bible said do not judge so that you might not be judged. For the same measure you judge with, so you will be judged back. The Bible said test every spirit because in the last days, many will come. False prophets will come in my name. So the Bible said we should test the spirit of every prophet. So we should distinguish the false from the real ones.
I knew Raymond wanted to use to preach.
Every person. The Bible said test every
I knew you wanted to use that information thing to preach.
Every individual.
Vasco can lie. We gotta be
So,
correcting Vasco.
let's go to the phone line 0555.
Man, the Bible said don't judge, so don't put it
Yeah,
up
we'll bring all of you guys in to I see your
Vasco,
hands
tell me
up.
the verse. I said, don't judge you.
Man, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I know nobody. All I know.
0555 Vasco is not a Christian. He's not a Muslim. He's a Cilician. That's okay. Let's take our first, let's take our first call here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Thank you, Nelson. I'm Brockler from the U.S.
Okay.
And thank you to the panelists. The interesting subject now about this pastor and his pronouncement that was made emotionally recently that is calling the government to attention. It is true that in the last days that people will meet this kind of behavior, and people would love to have this kind of character and a name for people to follow. But it was not the comedian that put on something that he did not say. I mean, the fact that he let his inner man to not be controlled and went on air because he have a radio to pronounce something that is from outside of God's character makes him now to be in the face of the government, because they look at him highly as somebody with character, moral, and spiritual standard. But to only hear him pronounce Goa and the rest of it, it just demolished his look.
Thank you.
Right there.
Thank you, sir. Let's hold you there and take the next person. We want to take just 5 calls on this, and then we're gonna come back. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from? Can we all mute on set? Hello, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Tommy Jr. Let's hear you, sir.
Tommy Jr.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Wow, great discussion tonight. Very great discussion, as you know, like every night. But I'll try to get to my 2 points very quickly. The first one is this: I'm so glad that women. And women, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for mentioning the fact that the government has the right to regulate hate speech. And I think that's the thing I've been waiting to hear. And I'm so glad you said it. So separation of church and state doesn't necessarily mean that the state has the power to break the law. The other thing I want to say, and this may be a far, far stretch, but hate speech can potentially be considered a hate speech. Reason being is that hate speech has to do with, making comments or threatening folks that could cause fear or panic.
Okay.
And so the public, was panicking. That's that. And that's, I'm so sorry. Let me just touch on the foreign service thing really quick. Listen, what we saw or what we have noticed and what we have experienced with the foreign service is the epitome of fiscally irresponsible entity. If I got $20, Nelson, to pay my staff, and I can barely pay them with that $20 that I have, what sense does it make for me to go and bring 10 other people on? And I know I can't even pay the other people the $20 I get.
That's a great question. Thank you.
I will close on this. In Liberia, they say if the Christmas is going to be correct, you can tell by the Eve.
Tell from the Eve.
If the people that cannot even give you money to buy your own plane ticket, where are you going? You're not getting paid.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hold you there, Tommy Jr., and take 2 calls from our local lines because we're wrapping this up now. Hello. Please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, go ahead.
The information minister got right to call the pastor if you don't get no document. Or you don't get no right to call the pastor whether he preach or any other thing.
Okay. Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Elia.
Yeah, Elia.
See what the minister was talking. He was talking, the council of churches gave some leaks. And from there, he said, why is that the thing where the pastor is saying, why is it that the council of churches is not talking about the Liberian people, releasing death on the people, on the people, left and death lies on the tongue of a man.
Thank you.
left and death lies on the son of a man. Nobody must tell you say the pastor can pastor cause is good. It's not good.
Thank you very much. Let's take the last call from the local line. Hello. Hello. We lost that person right there. Hello.
Yeah, hello, how are you?
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
My name is Domingo I call from District Number 6, Moscow, Sunday.
Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
I have a question that I will ask the senator. Especially how to do a foreign service worker and development. They were it's a shame for a senator to be saying that somebody was working and resign so the government put them back on payroll. But why would they even send somebody like one of the brothers just saying on the radio when they know they don't have money? So they were doing illegally. The only reason why in my mind I think government should be repatriating people back to the country is that they are our own citizens. But the government is not obligated to provide job for them because they left their own job. And to the issue of legislative project, in my mind, it is every country executive that drives the development agenda. The people at capital building should only be begun humanitarian with money that they work for justly and earnestly.
Thank you.
Okay? They are not there to become humanitarian. They are there to make law represent and check on what executive is doing.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there. Ture, I think the number is your number, right, Ture?
Yes, that's my number, Nelson.
Okay, so I think we can take more international calls from this end where I try to make right after the calls. Vasco, our co-host for tonight, will moderate the closing of the show and all of that.
Are you calling? All right, hold on a second. Let me connect you to my speaker real quick. Hello, caller. Go ahead. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Hashim Famula calling from the Island Top. I don't know what was the essence of the senator coming on the show because he never provide no credit to the Liberian people. Why would you somebody resign and you send them? Then when they come back, you want to farm and they have job to do to put them on the payroll. This senator was not clear about what all you were saying. You were just wasting our time to listen to him. But nothing accurate he was saying because the question you got posed to him, he never answered the right way. So it was a waste of time.
Well, I totally agree with you to a certain extent. He definitely did not answer a Ray Raymond question, that's for sure. But thank you so very much for your contribution, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ture.
All right, brother. All right, caller, you can go ahead, send in your call 267-648-9692. Let's take this one. Hello, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, my name is Bilal Traore. I call you from Philadelphia. Let me say hi to each and every one, my colleagues on the platform tonight. You see, Leslie and others, there's obvious that we will, at the end of the world, the Bible said it, the Quran said it. At the end of the day, you're going to see people coming to preach our other lesson. And somebody talk about where do we draw the line of our brother leading the ball? Where do we draw the line of free speech? And basically in relation to government, because the Constitution gave everybody rights. I do not want to believe that the Bible, even the Quran, gave anybody the right to just speak. Because you want to speak, because you feel you have certain leverage as maybe a leader. As a leader, you need to be profound as to how you put out certain thing other. But that's like the for all these things happen. Now, listen to the senator. The senator does not give any good answer as related to some basic question that were asked. Basically, that restricted to the issue of the foreign service. So the senator make us understand that it happened in the past. So when we did in the past, it was not right. Other people should do it because they are Liberian. Come on, if this is how we run our country, I really wanted to ask the senators on basic culture, but I didn't have the opportunity. But I think we should drift from on the part of it happening in the past. And that has always been the CBC argument that it happened in the past, so this government should train on that back. That will not run government business of it happening in the past, so we should protect Liberians.
Let who you there. Thank you very much, sorry. Your caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, how you doing, boss man?
I'm doing well. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, this is Brad One. I don't know what Nelson called Senator Sir Joseph for. I'm calling from from Iowa anyway.
Oh, okay, great.
I see no reason why Nancy calls Joseph for here today.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
With in the government. The man was serving. Last minute to the time, and you turn it over. You telling somebody to resign and go on foreign service or services. Tell me now, what Sir Joseph, to you people, to you the panelists, what Sir Joseph was saying today, this is the same thing that Vasco there can come and sing song with. All the time, the people are doing this. They are doing this. Baka is doing this. President Baka is doing this. You look at what Sir Joseph said today, and look at what Vasco can say on the social media. Is there any difference? Whole senator, is there any difference? Y'all tell me. Those of you that are on our panel list, y'all tell me. Is there any difference? Two. Look how Vasco is saying the man, they want money from the man. What that man get? That Mr. Pierre wants. What does he have? Nothing.
Thank you, sir.
If I was the information minister and somebody made mention about Paul Kagame in Rwanda, then they close that whole church. You cancel Liberians and you say you are a preacher or bishop. What Mother Dugue didn't do in Liberia, they cursed her. They say something to her until in the 70s, they kill her, right? Let Vasco then move from here, man. That's how Joseph move from here. I thought you were coming to something better.
Caller, sorry. Hey, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Turn your monitor, please.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you switch your monitor? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah,
this is Dr. Jensen. This is Dr. Ishmael Kelvin Jensen from Malaysia.
Hey, Dr. Ishmael, man, been a while. How are you?
I want to say something on the foreign mission. You see, the past government, they did wrong to Liberia, the image of Liberia, they tarnished Liberia image too much. Here in Malaysia, there are a group of guys that claim to have established a consulate in Malaysia. And when you Google, you'll see that Liberia don't have no diplomatic connection in Malaysia. You see, the image of Liberia has been tarnished because those guys, they don't represent the country. They don't represent Liberia. So most of them, you see, the guys here, they are not even taking salary. The guys are not taking salary. But I don't know what they are doing. So these are some of the things we want to flag up. The Prince Maxwell used to do on Spoon Talk, used to flag up some of these things on the foreign mission. I think these are things that need to be flagged up. Now check it out. Whether they are in good, if they are in good for the country, or they are doing it because of their own goal. I think the foreign minister, the ministry needs to look at that. And another thing, on the issue of the pastor, the issue of the pastor, my contribution here is to reveal some information. This information is on the Ministry of Information. They have right to censor any communication that is coming into the country, whether it's novel or a movie or a communication on national radio. So let us understand this thing very well. Don't say the minister don't have right to be able to tell the pastor that is wrong. So that is it. Thank you very much, and thank you guys for contributing to the show every night. And I don't know why the ladies are tonight, especially for Emmy. You guys are doing a great job, really great job. Like we're supposed to be applauding you guys. Anytime you guys come here to bring up information. Like the other day, I would suggest that the video that Emmy suggested that Mr. Colette played the radio station, it was very good on the TV station, very active. That could be your intro. It will serve as an inspiration to the Liberian people or to those that are in government to see how people can lead. That documentary that showed about the president in Uruguay and the one in Burkina Faso. Thank you guys. God bless you. And God bless Liberia.
My man, thank you, my man. And we miss you too, my man. You need to come back soon, brother.
Okay, brother. Thank you. I will try to join you guys. Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks. I think, gentlemen, I think that then I will send it back to Vasco.
Vasco,
Vasco,
the moderator to know. Yeah, okay,
And
guys.
then I'm gonna have more minutes to talk, right?
Yeah, I think we can take 2 minutes to wrap up, right? Yeah, we can take 2 minutes each. And please let I'll be very exact with the time. Guys, please. So I will start for you, Cindy.
You gotta hit it one more time. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Cindy, we're getting you.
Okay, well, thank you. Look, we have had a great show here tonight, and I want to thank all of you. Before I go into my closing statement to the commenters, I want to appreciate you. I made a comment earlier, and I saw a lot of comments. Look, I've been on this show for a very long time, and we really do appreciate all of you, Marcia and all of you. What I just want us to do as Liberians is that when we are interacting, we be respectful to one another. That's my only suggestion. On the issue of the foreign diplomat thing, I agree with the quarters. The senator failed. He shouldn't have come here tonight. He failed. He did not answer the questions. He tried to dodge the questions. His responses were not on point at all. Look, there is no answer that I could get from him. I mean, we asked him what was the urgency. He couldn't tell us the urgency. He couldn't tell us why in December that we will add more people to the number of foreign service members outside of Liberia. Where will you find a country, not individual sending you to serve, a country sending you to serve and they tell you we can't pay your way and you have to pay your own way? Isn't that a clear indication of disaster? What was the rush? They knew very well that if those people had not paid their own way, that the new administration was not going to allow them to go. So for them to go, they had to pay their own way. So it's like, okay, you go fast before the people coming stop you from going. So even if we don't have money to pay your way, you just pay your own way. Which government will allow individuals to take money from their own pocket to pay their way to go serve their country? Isn't that a red flag? Not only to the people, but even to the country. And I think that must be investigated. It must be investigated further as to why those people have to pay their own way. Why was it so much in rush for them to go? He could not, again, there was no vacancy. And another point he made was, well, those people were civil servants. So why are we taking people from jobs to give them another job outside of Liberia? And now we are mandating the government that when they come back, you should employ them. When the government is already struggling with the issue of payroll and trying to audit their payroll to ensure that those working qualify to work and that they are being paid on time. Again, we had a great show. I want to thank all of you for another show tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Y'all saw the sun, right? As soon as I did this, Cindy was already landing.
Yeah.
So when see me like that, I made a 30-second with me. Yeah, but I hear you, my brother Ture. Ture mute there. Okay, Anthony, you can take it from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me go because I
yeah, Anthony, Anthony, you can go.
Thank you, guys. Look, the Liberian Foreign Service is a mess. We that even in the United States, pick up your phone tomorrow morning, put it to a test, call Washington, D.C., and you will see if you will even have somebody that will answer the call. They will not answer your call. You leave a message, nobody will call you back. You send an email, you on your own. That's the Liberian embassy I'm talking about. On multiple fronts, we had that issue. I can't speak of the new ambassador, but the previous one, I met him one-on-one and I spoke to him about the same situation, and nothing was done. So I want to get the new ambassador the benefit of the doubt. Look, it is a disgrace. We got to be inviting the lawmakers one by one on this platform so the Liberian people can have opportunity to hear them, because they can hide behind our section thing. Some of them can't even speak during section. So they will come here with asking a hard true question. Why they're getting the kind of money that they're getting. And so they can justify the quote unquote, legislative project that they're getting 100,000 and 150,000 each for. It is a disgrace that nation. They are part of the problem Liberia faces with today. They sign bogus documents just to get paid, and the people are left in the slumber. Look, if you don't understand the job, leave. You don't force to be there. 2029, we will sift out these people. Darrell Dillon will be the first person that will be getting out of that office because somebody that is very competent and young, very youthful, will be replacing him because he can tell one thing and then do another thing. So either you be part of the process or you're outside of the process. These people, they are not working in the interest of the Liberian people. They are working in their own interest. So, guys, thank you for the show. I was a little occupied. That's why I came a little late. But tomorrow, we will be up front here, and we'll discuss the issue as always. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Anthony. Press say you next.
Anyway, yeah, guys, it was good being here. One thing the senator said about, the lady couldn't pay her rent, she had to go live for another meal. First of all, what countries send their foreign personnel outside and they have to pay their own rent? Even if you have to pay their own rent, then pay the people on time. It's kind of embarrassing. But when I asked the senator the question about the superintendent regaining that power, because superintendents have no power in these counties, and he starts jumping through hoops. Legislative development. They won't go this way. They won't go this way. It's like rocket science. Things say let's gotta approve it. Mind your business. Stay in your lane, legislation. Stay in your lane. You guys shouldn't be receiving dime. You guys shouldn't be allocating any penny in the budget for you guys to carry on any kind of project. Pretty much you're campaigning with like report money. If you want to allocate fund for county development, put it in the budget, say for the county, and let it be supervised by the superintendent. You should have absolutely nothing to do with money other than like somebody, I think they called out somebody and said, your paycheck that you work for. You should have nothing to do with money. You guys are glorified errand boys for the superintendent. You're going to Capitol Hill to do the bidding of the county. What the counties need, what the superintendent and the city mayors of those cities need, you guys go and advocate for them, and also to craft laws and bills that will help the people. But you're putting the budget, legislative project, they'll go tell the people, hey, I see that me bidding him for you, that my project is bidding where you, so I might vote for me again 2029 so I can bring plenty more where, plenty more help on. For what? What are you doing that for? That's why you have a penny to your name or your paycheck. So, like, people, you are thinking about it. It was good being here. We'll be here again. But keep your eyes and ears open. These people should do better by you. Thank you.
Thank you. Remo?
Again, I want to thank my uncle for coming on. I believe he's a good man. And I also believe Darius DeLon is also a good man. But if we have two good senators for Montserrat that has almost 2 million population, almost 40% of our citizenry, I think they should step out and do better. I heard him advocating for sedition.
Did you go backstage? Touré, was it in the middle of the call that you went backstage?
No, Touré, we ended the call now. They're doing the closing.
Oh, okay. Sorry for interrupting you, Remo. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You're the chief, the master of ceremony. You can cut the show anytime. So, where was I? So, Joseph and Darius DeLon, I believe they are two good senators. I will use the word good because the word good is relative.
What about take over from me? I'll be right back.
But I believe there are a lot more they should do than they're doing. Example, today he came up on the air to advocate for seditions who got sent to our foreign service at the 11th hour. in a link doc session. But yet when he was asked about returnees Liberians who are yet to get their small perks from government, they got this oversight. They can call people from the LRRC and ask, what's going on? We haven't heard anything of that. It's all about politics. The welfare of the Liberian people. I don't hear our lawmakers talking about that. But when George Weah go coming in Liberia and their military people and security people deploy at the airport, they call in to ask questions about that. Why he not using the VIP lodge or the executive lodge? Look, it's time that you people were elected by the Liberian people for the welfare of the Liberian people. But we hear the arguments from you people. Our $45,000 for vehicle, our $3,000 for fuel. We're not receiving it. I believe legislators should be receiving $1,000 every month for transportation. That will include the cost of their car, their insurance, their petroleum, for the period of time they serve. We give them too much, but we don't even have enough to cater to the welfare of the Liberian people. And they're taking everything from there. They got legislative project for what? Why you need legislative project? You're only there to make lawmaking and oversight. You're not there to be competing with the executive. Then you say 3 equal branches of government, but you something the role of the executive. Then you say they can't even come to you before before they start their negotiation. There are too many things that are going wrong in our country, and I believe the number one spoil section or branch of government is the legislators. And Liberian people, please start looking at them very well. Let's send the right people there. That's the only way we can improve our country. When we get people who are ballot driven, our country ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Ture, I got to get it. We'll get you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so very much. And just to piggyback off of Raymond, look, at the end of the day, I feel like we create this on ourselves. Under no circumstances, these guys should be getting paid how they get paid. Besides, they work for us. And if they work for us, we determine how much they get paid, not the other way around. I see that very, very strange. But look, let me say this. I want to thank the senator for hanging with us for a little bit. At least for cutting to his sleep time to do that. I want to applaud him. And I also want to obviously flag him for not answering all of the questions that he was asked. And I think those two things can be fair. But yeah, everything we talk about, guys, look, thank God in heaven, bless us with the opportunity to come here and contribute, to the reformation of a nation. Because don't take for granted what we do here. I was at the United Bond County Association convention this weekend in Des Moines, Iowa. Rudolph was there with me. And people appreciate what we do here. Sandy, Raymond, Vasco, Moba, Francis, Amy. I mean, people came to us to tell us, well, man, thank you guys for what you guys do. And besides, some people use our session as a therapy. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Like, I mean, or other dude came up to me, he told me, yo, man, you won't believe what happened. I said, sometime my wife had reported me to you are there, remember, right? He said, my wife had reported me to all my church members that I can sneak in the middle of the night and take the remote just to go watch you guys. He said, look, he appreciates what we do. And look, guys, just know that Liberians are out there appreciating you every single night as you make the ultimate sacrifice to contribute constructively to nation building. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, Rudolph.
Yes, I mean, I think overall it was a good show we had tonight. Concerning this whole issue about the foreign service, it's been speculated that these guys who went around December, they did not even go through the time through the time required for the training process. They were rushed out through the system because probably the past government they had a mission. They wanted to somebody used the word their plan was to sabotage this government. So they had a plan, and I think their plan was executed. But let me say thanks to the senator who came on here tonight. I mean, I know other big people watch us every night, but for him to take upon his time to call, I mean, I appreciate it. But which I think it was because he was coming to advocate for seditions, which is wrong fundamentally, because he represents a cross section of Liberians, both sedition, unity partisan, and from every walks of life. So I think he should be more focused about issues that affects Liberians and not just seditions. I would have loved to see him jump in when we are discussing other issues that are not just subject to seditions. But I look forward to seeing him come on here another time so that we can sit down and talk better and maybe ask some of the tough questions, which I know he will. I mean, he will not mind answering to, even though he didn't answer all of our questions today. And just like Doris said, man, I mean, you know, people really appreciate what we do on here. You know, sometimes it may seem like we're not doing much, or when we look at the viewers, it may not be a lot, but also people follow us more on YouTube than even this Facebook, just so we know. I mean, and they really appreciate what we do. I mean, like, I can even be surprised. They can even call. They were calling. Someone can call me by my phone name. I don't even know them. So, guys, I mean, our sacrifices are being appreciated here, and I think we should continue to do this job because we may not just be doing it for people who are just commenting every day. I mean, like Cindy was getting angry about our other comments, but there are people who actually who we take to bed from this show. Like the senator just said, he said most time we take him to bed. So yes, guys, I look forward to a good show tomorrow again. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Wow. Yeah, let me do my closing. Thank you to all our listeners. You know, anytime when I'm doing my closing, I always appreciate our listener because without them we are nothing. I always emphasize on that because they always take upon their time to listen to us from the day we started up to now, and we still continuing to stay with us rather. Now let me go. No, today there's a lot of issues we never touch. We need talk about. We agree, but I'll make my closing on our foreign affairs something. There's a lot of things going on in the country, and we all understand Liberians are concerned. There's a lot of reports out there. It need to be verified very carefully. And I'm sending this. I'm appealing to the president, His Excellency Joseph Yimabwaka, to investigate properly, because we don't want, although we know some reports are out, and I went through some of it, and as I'm speaking now, agricultural report out, it's more dangerous than the EPS report. It's more disgusting than the EPS report. So the Liberian people, I think they need to wake up. They need to push the government. And we hear people saying, why? Let's start from Joseph Jigen Rawatan, Une Jowiatan. Look, seditions, look, you are Liberians. We respect you. We want the best for our nation. We understand from Joseph Jigen Rawatan up to now, corruption have eaten us to the extent that our people can't afford nothing. All the money go to politician pocket. They sit down on it, they eat it, they buy houses, they buy the expensive car, they live the merry make luxurious life. That's what it does with our family. And you suffer. But when they say get on the street, you get on the street. Without food in your stomach, without water. Do not be fooled by Samuel Jackson. Do not be fooled by Acedo. Do not be fooled by Vasco. Do not be fooled by Calasco. All the names are calling out people that are living better life. They are living better life more than you. They shouldn't fool you. When the people are stole from when the government call them to check for investigation, yours should be the one to push the government to do the investigation. Because you know why? The government want to set so it can be a caveat for other government that will come in for 2029. So we don't want for it to repeat itself. So based on that, let the government take every action against corrupt people, corrupt individual, corrupt entity that stole a lot of wealth from the Liberian people during the last 6 years. We shouldn't sit and people be talking, say, we want to politicize this, we want to include this, no. It's not about politics. It's about the reality, about the Liberian people. It's about what the Liberian people, the people will go to bed today and the next morning they wake up, what do we eat? It shouldn't be only one person. Yeah, tell it that. Me, I conclude by saying that. I know you want me to conclude. I will conclude. No problem, my brother. But to be frank, my listener, the agriculture, the report from agriculture is very damaging. Sandy, Toure, Zeze, when you go to the agriculture, they want to say they take people money. That one small. They want to happen to agriculture. You will put your hand on your head. You will cry for Liberia. Then we looking at Vasco and sitting here backing government that damage the nation. It's so look, sometimes then they're talking about them go back to editor to audit. You were there for 6 years. Why you never audit? It was in your shoe. You know the reason? Because your mentality is to come steal your settle. So the other government when they come, say, but we steal. They're different too because we know we come steal too. So the other people, no, we don't care. What I know about this 6 years, 12 years, 15 years, anywhere, it stop or it end. We will start there and we carry on. No sin go upon it. There's no wish hunt. I listen to my grandfather, my father. I'm disappointed in him. I love him so much, that old man, Samuel Jackson, but I'm so disappointed in him. He put in party instead of Liberians, his nation, and he talking about Liberian will get on the street when they were to arrest seditions. What you call seditions? It just, it just Vasco, your cousin, I said though that he know nothing to say. He just doing a more saying differently, contrary to what the people talking.
People show
no idea, but just to come and say what he want to say. As some man, we will be on it tomorrow. There be keep talking because I get it in me right now to
I told you, listen. Thank you so much, brother. I'm the moderator of this show. You can't speak there, come down here and stop.
You're not speaking, sir. We don't.
I'm not speaking. I told you. That's the work of the moderator. I'm the one moderating the show. So what are you about to say? I can't say anything now. But the points are well taken. I respect everybody's view on this show. Like that's how it should be. We should respect each other's view. We got people that listening to us. We got other people. And people listening, we get to know the real story when the time comes. So I don't know why we're waiting for Nelson.
Yeah, maybe
Nelson waiting for Nelson to come in the show.
I got my report on mail.
I want to
anybody can chip in. Maybe somebody left something out.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Francis was making a suggestion, and I was just kind of laughing in my mind. Francis was saying the counter development fund taken from the lawmaker, give it to the superintendent. You gotta take it's like you take it from door and give it to cow. Excuse my expression.
They will eat it.
The superintendent were the major problems.
Yeah.
And that's how it used to be, right? And they used to be through the superintendent.
You're right.
They were the problem.
Yeah.
We need to have development agencies taking responsibilities of our nation development. It shouldn't be given to even lawmakers or superintendent. We have government agencies that should be responsible to undertake developments across our various counties. List. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to add that piece.
But even those guys are not empowered. That's the thing.
You guys.
No. All of the agencies. We have all of the agencies, right? All of the agencies are there. But the fact of the matter here is they are just like statue. They are not being empowered. They are not given the necessary resources to function. That's the problem. And everybody.
So
Next year is over to you.
oh, thank you, Ture. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you, Raymond, Sandy, and everyone, man. I think they I don't know, but maybe Vasco did well. I'll leave it up to
So
the
maybe Vasco
folks
did
in the
well.
comment section.
No, so
They made it well. They made it well.
let me commend my man. My man, I can bash on my man when he goes wrong, so I should give him his flowers while he's sitting right there. That's why I sent him a sheets, and he can use that. But Vasco, you did excellent.
Vasco last year you took from Raymond, you take your Eric did it, man.
No, Vasco, my brother. That man, my brother. Don't mind all the team can be talking about. Only CDC and independent conversation we can be having. But Vasco, you did well.
But Vasco, what did he do to Francis? Well, how come I'm not seeing Francis on?
Oh, Francis, if I Francis talk for almost 4 minutes. I get you all the time. You gotta know anything I'm gonna say whenever I get it. You're gonna say, you want
That's what generous with the time. He gave the time.
Gentlemen, everybody spoke. Let me frank, everybody spoke for almost 4 minutes.
But you know who can get extra time? Like Ture. When they call Ture, why you give them so much time?
Ture can get a call of 5
No,
minutes.
but I should commend Ture to Ture a lot of callers to express themselves and feel part of the show.
When the callers say something that
Sandy, you're absolutely right. Sometimes get caught up, you know what I mean, when the caller are making some sale, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you allow them to lay on their point.
Right?
But
And I think that was okay.
So what happened today? I moderated the show. After everybody got to speaking, I didn't say anything on any topic.
Vasco,
because you agree with everything we were saying about Sir Joseph, not saying.
I agree with everything.
No, but to be frank, the way Nancy is the host of this show, Nancy 10 over to me say Vasco, moderate this show. I shouldn't be speaking after you people.
Matter of fact, Nelson
I'm
made
only
you
here
the
to
host
make
on
sure
a very
that you
bad
guys
day.
speak.
Then I will never host because I have my opinion.
I tell you what, Nelson made you a host on a very bad day.
Host at all. Like Vasco,
we'll get people by surprise. We'll get people by surprise. You guys should watch out what happens tomorrow. You guys should watch out for what happens tomorrow. We'll certainly get people by surprise.
Hosting is not by force.
My man, Nelson.
No, I got a recommendation. Nelson.
Sandy, they say ugly animal go draw what up. You say your forehead thing.
Guys, tomorrow is my birthday.
That's right.
Vasco, are you down at the poster? You said tomorrow your birthday? Vasco, is that your picture?
Yo, wait.
This is Love B. Johnson Kedor from the great country of Canada. Celebrates her birthday today. I just want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Spoon, man, especially from the Spoon Midnight Politics. She followed us a lot. She really an avid follower of the late night politics. And I just wanted to send her that shout out, man. Happy birthday. We wish you all of your heart desires. May you live long, to enjoy the fruit of your labor. She got some beautiful kids and her family, obviously her husband. I just want to send out that birthday treat, man. Happy birthday, mama.
He said, who is she?
Her name on Facebook is Love B. Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday, Love Johnson.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We're wishing her a happy birthday as well. All the best. Thanks for always following the late night show. Thanks to all of you who always make up time to follow the late night show.
Well, Vasco was announcing his birthday too. Vasco.
Well, Vasco, when is your birthday?
He's on mute.
Tomorrow.
When is your birthday?
Put your birthday picture. Vasco, let's put your birthday picture up there.
My CDC picture. I told you
No.
Christian.
Imagine Vasco being Raymond big brother and that Raymond doing Raymond that day. So Vasco didn't take part.
I mean, we want to talk about Raymond. You saw Tobo.
I saw Do.
Vasco, you said the last time you saw Tobo.
I saw
and then you went back, you said,
no, hold on.
You try to get the Tobo out of there.
Hold on. Ture. That other one, let's say in the backstage. The one you go into that backstage conversation.
Okay. Making to all. But on a serious note, let's wish our brother Vasco.
But let him post a picture now. Let him post a picture.
Happy, but just wait a minute. Happy.
But we wanted a CDC burial picture.
The message of CDC pictures on all you will.
Now the only fun picture you got.
Man, I got the picture there.
Now the only fun what you got.
Happy pre-birthday to our brother Vasco Smooth. How they made it mail and Lenny had to also.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, Vasco.
Lenny had to work, get taking a step.
The man on doing a blue day. You know the blue day.
Why do you need a lady out to walk?
You can't see when a child learning how to water, where they can put their hand off to be walking.
You can do the muya too in America, yeah?
What are the men doing?
Oh man, why we have blue day Charlotte, yeah?
Wow. Vasco, man.
Seriously, like
Vasco,
yeah.
About Bluffy, you can see how they make a post for a picture with his two fakes.
Vasco,
then he's standing on one foot.
Vasco,
yeah.
Happy president went to so, my man.
What you got a t-shirt number for it?
My man, look. Nazi.
Yeah, the t-shirt Poland made, man. Look at it.
Look at that.
90 what?
The time you were building We Are House.
Yeah.
90 what?
No.
The time you were holding safe for We Are.
No, you got water.
I'm back on the bed. I call the meaning for Joey.
My man.
But the next time,
okay.
Well, come on, bro. Like, they had
a pre-birthday to our brother Vasco. We wish you all the best. And we look forward to being here tomorrow again with another great show. And again, I want to say this.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, brother.
We wanted to support the late night show. We wanted guys to support the late night show to keep the show up. You know, we are here doing what we do. At the end of the day, you know, come in whatever way you can. You have a business, you can advertise on the late night show. You know, we across 3 radio stations in the Spoon Network and also other radio stations across the country that sometimes relay the show, and across YouTube, Facebook as well. So just reach out to us. You can reach out to Ture, anyone who said here, as to how you can sponsor the show, how you can form part of the show. You know? But I want to say thanks to everyone, man. We look forward to being here again tomorrow.
And Nelson, let me say this. Let me say this before you come in, right? Guys, television, radio, it's not free. Information itself is not free. Especially for a station like this. They rely heavily on folks that are avid listener to contribute just a little thing. There's a public radio station called WHYY, NPR.
Yeah.
Trust me. I mean, even $1, the people will take it from you. I mean, there is nothing big, nothing small. A bit of contribution can go a long way. So, I mean, your $5, your $10, your $25, man. Please try to contribute to sustain this midnight platform. And lastly, I stand to be corrected, but I think since we've been on the midnight platform, Sir Joseph, at least from my knowledge, he's the first senator to have appeared on our platform, and I think we should really thank him for that. Hopefully, other lawmakers can find it, enough to at least come and share some time with us. Thank you very much.
CDC law.
Listen, a lot of them are willing. I can tell you for sure. Ture and the rest of the guys. I think you guys know I covered the Senate. So, I mean, most of the senators will literally tell you everything we do here on the show. They follow the show a lot, you know. So, that's why it is. The show cuts across. There are people. In fact, you know, we can say about a lot of people they follow the show.
Maybe my 10-second suggestion before I leave. I gotta do my paperwork.
Which suggestion?
I'm the most talked about on the show.
Yeah, because your birthday
No,
is tomorrow.
you and Josh.
And that's will tell you the most
You
talk
and
about.
Josh. You're the most
My
talk
man,
about.
you don't hear what here,
But you're
Yes,
notorious.
yes.
They didn't talk about you positively, negatively.
Come
Most
on,
talk
Raymond. You
about.
can't start anything and finish it correct way. You started
but
talking the good thing.
the government is supporting the government.
But you know, Raymond, now.
No, that's I don't want to say something right. Sometime maybe in a week, maybe every Monday, last Sunday, we can come on in the evening because Sunday. I didn't making a suggestion. What I agree, not on the radio, but maybe on
My man, Nancy got to rest, man.
My man,
Why-
wait, let me talk my team, man. Let me talk my team, my man.
Yeah, let's do it one at a time. Let's shut the brother up. Let's do it. Let's do it in order now.
Yeah. Let me that conclude. I'll soon be leaving. So what happened is we'll come on a Sunday because what I believe Sunday a lot of people can be home. Let me say it real. A lot of people can be less busy more than any other day. So even in America, people go to West Side to relax. Like now everybody, some people work from Monday to Friday. A lot of people too. So Sunday, what we can do, we can come on the Spoon page. It ain't gotta be on the radio. Maybe after Spoon Network, we'll still get more viewers. We can come in, right? And appeal to people to our midnight show. When I say Spoon Midnight, I give my suggestion. What I agree. That's what I'm saying. I just say what I want to say. We'll come on, we'll talk small, we'll tell people, say, oh, anybody wants to support you can send $1, $2, to make our midnight show fruitful and for it to be on 24/6 so that we can bring up a lot of information. But it's not, like, we get something like, you see,
Yeah, you're right on that. You're right on that. That's something we will. That's something we'll take a look at. That's something we'll take a look at. Yes, but again, I want to say thanks to everyone here, man. We look forward to coming on here tomorrow.
But man, I will discuss that thing tomorrow about.
Trust me, there are lots of issues happening. We couldn't exhaust everything tonight. The audit report, we have a lot of them.
Pascal was happy when he left. They were happy.
No,
they were happy. They may not bring out auditing. They may not happy.
Audit report.
Raymond, not Raymond, Zoga. There are folks we mentioned. Look, let's close on this. We talk about the need to support the show, and there are folks asking in the comment section, how can they help? So certainly there are people that want to help. Look, I think, like what you guys said, there are people that we keep up. We are here every night to give relevant information. And I think it's time that we also, as we speak to ourselves in the bike, it's important that we also speak up from here so people know the challenges that, you, Nelson, and the Spoon Network also face to keep the show going. So I think, maybe we need to find a way to talk to bring it forth so that people that are willing to help can help. Because I was in studio with you and I know the challenges there. I know how the generators were going up. I know how LDC, goes off very, very often and how difficult it is, for Spoon to even keep up. Don't call me up. I know you are uncomfortable that I say this, but let me use my own
message. Don't say
so look, I think if people are willing to kind of come in, they can come in. Maybe we would display any cash app sometime here so people can help, as they want to help.
Yeah, certainly.
And I agree. This is about the Liberian people, and the Liberian people are generous people. And anything the Liberian people put their hands in, they put their hands in it bigly. The Liberian people are concerned about their countries. Their country, especially Liberians abroad. So if we bring this to our people, I can assure you their hands will be in it. Because this is about the betterment of our country.
And Nelson, let me add this on it too. We have to be very strategic with it. We have to pick up at least maybe like the last week to the end of the month. Spend our whole time. Yeah. Give it a time, maybe in between, to have people contribute, right? We can't just set a day. Like WHYY, what they do, brother, they will go for an entire month, right? When they're doing a program, before they get to a topic, they will say, hey, my people, y'all need to send your contribution in. We need to sustain this thing. This thing needs to be sustained. Imagine there are corporations that are donating huge money to this thing, but the fact that they want to keep their independence, they don't want corporation to override the show. Then when that happens, when they allow themselves to be sort of like subjected to corporations and everything, then that takes away the independence of the platform. So that's how important it is that these independent radio stations, people that listen to them, just putting their tokens, $5, $10, $15 can go a very long way. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I want to say thanks to everyone. It's been a good show. We look forward to being here tomorrow. And till we come back, thanks to all of you. Let's just recognize. I see Freeman is here. Rose Sonkali, thank you. Thanks for always being a great supporter, a great an ardent follower of the show. D Monrovia, thank you for being here. And Dr. Ishmael, yes, thank you. Teddy, Gabriel Boyman, thank you. Ayo Prince Kamara, we appreciate you. Thanks to everyone, man. We appreciate the love, the support, and Moses Colley. We look forward to being here again tomorrow. Until then, Miss Rube, go back. That's any best friend.
Oh my God.
That
Omar can give it to all of us. He can give it to all of us. That would be nice. That would be nice. But Nelson, right? Talking about contribution, you know, you used to pin information on the show all the time. So we can also do that, pin the information. Because nowadays, there are more people interacting in the comment section than ever before. So, yeah.
Both YouTube and Facebook. So you got it. So we got.
We're gonna do that. Let's have the rest of the conversation. Let's have the rest of the conversation in the
backstage.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Yeah.
So our Liberian people.